What is up, guys? It is your boy Aniki. I'm running late today. Saved by East. Shout out to the Archbishop. My man East. How you doing? The MVP of this arc. Man who woke me up.
Yeah, y'all have me to thank the Aniki up in this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes we slip, sometimes we fall, but we got our brothers to keep us up, you know what I'm saying?
I was like I woke up and saw your name and I was like, I'm running late. Sure enough, like, all right, let me let them know. But you see, I said less than 15 minutes, didn't I?
Yeah, and then, hey, guess where he at? He up in this now.
I'm going straight to the chapter though, because I already know like the safety of anything is gone now. Like I know if I go on Twitter right now, there will be hella official art. If I go on Discord, there's niggas crying, asking where the avatar is. Let us begin.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's see this.
Shigaraki's definitely quicker than me. But I'll make it so he can't escape and put an end to it right here. Let's see. Gotta end this fast and help Gran Torino. He's got to delete her round. Okay, somebody said it out loud.
It was Dragon Lady. She said that loud.
Ooh, 100% Wyoming smash. Oh God. Endeavor. I feel like there's nothing that can stop me now. Is he biting through Deku's arm? Fuck.
That nigga.
Oh no! Wait, no. That's even colder. Wyoming smash is just the grapple move, so he doesn't have to break his bones. Sweet. As long as I keep my dreams from origin within my heart. Wait. No! Wait. This man just.
Yes, sir.
Yes. No, is he about to do what I think? Yo, nice and Ashley.
Yes.
You really are a pretty cool eraser, but even you are bound to flinch. He used the shockwave to propel himself away. Whoosh. Finally, I'm about to clear this stupid. Woo! Down again! Yo!
Someone came back. I see how it came back with it.
Oh! Let's go! Let's go! Just like he did for All Might. The USJ callbacks don't stop. This arc is truly the culmination of everything that has happened in this series to this date, and I'm rock hard for it. Back there, he was the one following them. Look at that, using Black Whip as a brace on his arm so he can hit him again. Let's go.
Yeah, that's your W. Because I asked him who, I was like, somebody in the stream kid kept saying that shit. What if he kept using this shit as like a brace on his arm? And for the life of me, I could not remember which one y'all was.
So you protected him. So what? The delay, the inevitable, all you like. Destruction is all that awaits you. I can't get in touch with Todoroki either, not since he said he'd drag the lockdown boys back. Seems like comm signals are down in a certain area. I think we ought to go after them too. Whoa, this news alert can't be real. What's going on in this country? May we listen and begin evacuating the affected areas. I repeat, a supermassive villain is currently making a beeline directly north from Mount Gunga in Wakayama Prefecture to Jaku City in the greater Kyoto region. The villain's predicted route will take him through Mino City, Kakun City, Miyabu City, Hondo City, Mosu City, Horisu City, Kurado City, Karida City, Karimari City, Suinara City, Hao City, Sairo City, Shido City, Anoto City, Deno City, Ota City, Asoruda City, Nabato City, Kawa City, Kohera City. Y'all need another one?
I got y'all. Hey, Geostone said,
Hold up. My
Roger
chat.
want to get in, and
let me send.
Hey, Rob and Chegua Robinson. Hopefully, I ain't messing up your name. If I did, my bad, dog. I'm pretty sure Deku broke his shit, but I mean, I'm pretty sure he didn't break it only because Shigaraki stopped it. So I guess it would be like, wouldn't be full impact. So like, say if I was like trying to punch a wall, but I didn't get the wine all the way back and he stopped.
Yeah, hold on. Let me send Roger this link.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it wasn't. It's not the same impact. And then plus, I'm pretty sure it's damaged because he used that black whip to brace his arm.
Yeah.
Brace his arm up. So I don't know if it's completely broken, but whether it is or not, it's still damaged like fuck.
Yeah, no, we this week, hold up. Like, this week is intense. Ponzu's here. Let's go. Man. Like, it dog, man. Hold on, let me finish this chapter.
Yeah.
Okay, but like listing off these cities, this is like in Chainsaw Man when we got the Gun Devil reveal.
Yo, guys.
What up, Ponzu?
What up, brother? Can you bring me my t-shirt, please? Thank you, brother.
Most heroes are away for this mission, right? And then we just get the cut. Back to Giga. Oh, fuck. This is one of the most menacing spreads Horikoshi has ever drawn.
Ponzu flexing. That boy Ponzu flex. I see you.
Like this spread of like Makia about to just run. Oh my god!
Run through the city like nobody.
By the way, zoom in because apparently Maki is in full battle mode. When he took off his jaw brace, that motherfucker put it back on his face, and that nigga got cannons on his. I'm not sure what's on his hand, but that shit don't look too safe.
I see, like, because his fangs are bigger too. And and there's like the ridges on his back went higher. Fuck. Man, where Roger at? Because I know Roger was feeling some kind of way.
Yeah, somebody said he was trying to join.
I know he like asked me if I was gonna be on, and I was like, shit. Man.
Oh, but damn, so I guess RP gang Orca, because they just showed that nigga's hand. That's it.
Yep.
And whoever that other nigga was with, who was with him.
That must be Majestic.
Yeah.
No. Well, I mean, no, that was well, we know Majestic's fit. That's not Majestic. I mean, because it's somebody that was it was some fodder nigga that was on the left hand side.
I think that's Mr. Brave, who was at the overhaul arc, whose quirk was he could remove his hair and make swords and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah, because you can see because we was looking back about who it was basically. Like we looked back to tried to Majestic had everybody, and he was trying to figure out who was who. And out of all the known heroes, it was basically like I'm pretty sure Mr. Brave or somebody, because it was one of those fodder niggas. I know, and then I know we pretty much I know we definitely coming back to cut back now because we actually because this is just more than just like unlike last time, this is more serious because it's not just Makia breaking out and escaping. He actually knocked out some named people like Gang Orca, Majestic, Fat Gum, and Sunny were also there too. And then you went 1A kids were all 1A, 1B kids were there too.
Right, so yeah. Like we can't just this chapter is one of the nuttiest chapters the series has ever dropped though.
Wait 2 seconds.
Also, good job Shoto for finally
coming through.
Getting to have his moment.
It is his first time that he touched Shigaraki or not?
The reason why he's not putting as many visual on-screen deaths more than likely has to do with Shonen Jump. I don't know if you were aware of this, Scarlett, but last year during My Villain Academia, for example, the C2E2 CyberConnect CEO was even like, "Oh my god, this guy is doing an arc about the villain. This is unprecedented. This is against the rules of Shonen." And that dude, that being a CEO in that position is being a CEO in a company that's a subsidiary of Shueisha. So the upper management is really funny about how you do stuff. So unfortunately, like the compromise to getting to kill all these people is he can't show everybody getting exactly the treatment that they deserve.
Yeah. And well, Chainsaw Man came out A to B because Chainsaw Man came out differently off the jump though.
Yeah, like
Fujimoto's in a different bag than Horikoshi is because he came out the jump with the raw grittiness killing in the first chapter.
Not to mention,
That's true.
Horikoshi's audience in the minds of Shueisa, Horikoshi's audience is different. Like to them, people who are reading Chainsaw Man might look at My Hero, but they don't think we're the same people. Mm-hmm. So there's that too, unfortunately, which it doesn't actually make sense. It just, that's how like they think about it. They're like, well, this is a superhero story, so we can't have it going like all over the place and then like creating this image for us. So like it's that kind of dumb stuff.
They need to snap it because the world of My Hero Academia is real. It is real. So we need to feel that sometimes because the power of Shigaraki is based on killing people on sight. So if you put some depth like this on screen off screen. Yeah, it becomes pity. It becomes pity in my eyes though. Because what Hirikoshi does in my eyes, he did had like the cruelty, the rawness, or Chainsaw Man. My Hero Academia would be more real, I feel too.
Yeah.
Like because the thing is like this isn't a series that's like shying away from all these more serious topics anyways. Mm-hmm. So this is like literally just a byproduct of limited perspective. Like this is like the fact that we even got to see Shigaraki's teeth breaking out like this is like a surprise for My Hero, considering like what they think the audience is. And like how they think it needs to be like portrayed.
I mean, because this
Sayus is here. Sayus is here.
Oh, hey.
Wow, guten Tag. Sayus.
Hello.
So yeah, he's our Endeavor fangirl. What's up?
So are you worried now, Sayus, since Shoto has made it?
Yeah, but to be honest, I'm actually more worried about this massive list of cities.
Bruh, I was so shocked.
Yeah.
You were like for the whole page.
I thought it was much closer. I didn't think there were maybe one small village or whatever, but I didn't think there was half of Japan between these two places.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing.
You got to remember, they said Gunga Villa and the hospital were 80 kilometers apart.
But 80 kilometers is like a bike drive. You can't fit so many cities in 80 kilometers.
Japan said it was kind of different though.
We biking for 80 kilometers?
In Dutch.
Will you do that in 4 hours? That's
yes. Yeah, that's
biking distance.
I see you built on that. You on that Deku training program before.
See, you built different. That's 50 miles.
No, it's biking distance. It's literally something you can bike in 5 hours.
That's 50 miles, says.
Okay.
80 kilometers. 80 kilometers is what you do in a car. If you're riding like 150 kilometers, what is like the normal?
Really, it's like an hour drive in a car.
I was doing a biking tour from Vienna to Budapest, which with breaks, and that's like you can do that in the morning without like a good bike. You can do it with just a normal bike in the morning if you start early.
Okay. I think
you can do it in the morning.
Miracle thighs, and I'm here.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I was about to say.
No, I mean,
say a bit like Miracle.
No, normal biking speed, if you don't hurry, is like 15 to 20 kilometers per hour. If you drive 20 kilometers per hour, that's 80 in 4 hours.
Yes.
But also, as somebody just asked, aren't cities in Japan small? Actually, some of them really are. So if you guys have watched Durarara, that takes place in Ikebukuro, which is like the entire size of the city is like 5 square miles. So like
Mina, come.
Yeah, but
So-
mostly it's really I'm very surprised because the thing is we've only seen like forest
Wait, Ponzu,
in
you gotta.
between so far,
Yeah,
and now it's like
Ponzu.
all these cities. It's kind of weird.
Hold on, did you say something?
Est-ce que je vais lui manger? Attends, mais calme-toi.
Yeah.
Oh, they did Squid did the math. I think it's calculated to be about 3 million people in that distance. If I'm not mistaken. I think it's about 3 million people, and between that he did the math, he calculated all the amount of prefectures, how many people are in the prefecture, and he combined it. And I'm going to make sure again, but I think about correct, it was that many people.
Yeah, I guess all these cities is just kind of parts of this greater Kyoto region.
Sorry guys, my
Probably just a
sister
massively
came
populated region.
through and began to do her.
Yeah. It was aggressive. I got it off the. The other thing is like a lot of there's a lot of smaller cities because of Japan's size. Like a lot of older places have like we probably consider them
I thought
like
maybe
towns or
villages.
villages.
Oh, my fault. I jumped to number 2.
We'd probably consider them more like villages.
Yeah, I assume that really a lot of these are just places that are part of the Kyoto region, which is probably just a massively populated area, but every one of these blocks is essentially a city of its own.
All right,
Like Hosu City is apparently part of Tokyo, I think. So
yeah, they basically name their neighborhood cities.
Yeah, something like that.
I went too high. It's 364,154 people.
No, it has to be more. I mean, look at the area that Gantomakia just
No,
arrives in.
for
It's definitely
the
a big city area.
For Wakayama City. They did
just that city, okay.
Yeah, just Wakayama City. And then Kyoto has Himeji has 500,000 and Nara has Nara has 360,000.
You know what's even more scary about some of this though is that like unless you've been paying attention to everybody's character bio and the volumes, you have no idea whose hometowns were just listed.
Everybody's gotta do that.
Like
apparently they're safe.
Yet.
No, I think hold on. Who's safe and who's not safe? Nah, apparently Tokoyami's people are in the Wakayama.
I have to Google some of this. I want to know.
I'll just link it in the chat. Hold on, because they showed they sent that stuff. We were doing it in the scan.
Because Mina and Ichiro are from the same place, though.
Yeah, so we already know that if like Eijiro's in trouble, then so is
Mina. So
also these Shigaraki panels, like Horikoshi has been snapping all arc as best as he could.
Nothing to say about it. No.
And y'all notice y'all know how his hair just came back pure white now.
Also,
whose hair?
Shigaraki's hair, because you know
isn't that pure white for a while now?
No, I mean because you know how it's been. You know it hasn't been like the outlines on it. It's just been like pure white, like even on.
No,
like,
but Horikoshi has done this whiting out of the hair for a while.
Yeah,
now.
but for the recent chapters, he hasn't. Just because Shigaraki hasn't been perfected or what have you. But when he came back too, it was pure white once again.
Yeah,
because when he first came out,
he's from the Shiba Prefecture. He's from the Shiba Prefecture. So I don't know if it's there this place too. Sorry.
I think it depends a little bit on how he's drawing the panels. I don't really know if this is.
Yeah, like that's the thing is that like it's like an artistic thing partially.
Yeah.
Because like the negative spacing is way higher in that last panel when he says destruction is all that awaits you than it is in like any other ones. So it literally could be a visual thing. It could also just be like now that Shigaraki's at power, he's almost always glowing like 100% Deku.
Yep. What I mean is that he's essentially going back and forth with just negative spacing and then drawing normal hair and then again it depends a little bit on what type of panel he's drawing.
I mean, I would agree with that, but it's not just big giant panels where you have negative spacing. It's even normal panels like or lesser panels where you have the negative spacing inside of his hair.
Yeah. But this chapter actually not that much. Only that's the last one, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Because like this one, the one before that, he just got his negative space primarily back in his hair.
Also, small detail. about Black Whip that this chapter kind of reveals.
You
That
can't disconnect it.
well, no, I was gonna say there's a finite amount of it. Because if you look, the brace he's using on his left arm starts to dissipate so he can try to grab Shigaraki as he goes to attack Aizawa. So for like the bonus range of the whip, there's like a certain amount of the mass that exists at certain percentages that he has access to. So he might not be able to do a Black Whip arm like I've been saying like all the time until he has like 100%, but still.
So what's this with Aizawa? Did he lose his quirk or not? I might have missed.
No, he cut his leg
off.
there.
It cut his legs.
If you look close enough, you can see it flying through the air.
Yeah, I thought
So
that.
Yeah. And then you see the shink, the slash, the sound effect with the blood too.
And that's why he's like, you really are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Twice, dog.
He always says that.
Aizawa, well, he only says it to Aizawa.
Because Aizawa is pretty cool.
Aizawa's the only hero that has his consistent respect. You know what Majestic did? He took an L, just like Crust. So, like, it is what it is.
Hey, there's a difference. There's a complete difference. There's a complete difference. All right. They was fighting an unstoppable monster. Okay, that is a walking calamity. That ain't no different than fighting Shigaraki, honestly.
Anyway, you've been asking me about whether I was worried about Endeavor. I've been worried about him since last chapter, really. So.
But I feel like
more now because I mean Shoto's there, but I was kind of.
Yeah.
Last chapter when he was like this final attack, there has to be some conclusion now about now.
Also, this is my hero, and like the stamina is built like humans for real, so they don't fight for 10 days like One Piece. They're like, all right, you punched me really hard, and I have internal bleeding, so I'm going to the doctor. Leave me alone.
Right, come on now. All right, I got questions from the some of the people. Like we were in the scan chat, we wanted to ask. I asked them, did they have questions they wanted to get on the stream? So I pinned them in the chat. So I got one from you. Shout out to Young with the Mr. Compressed Abbey. He got the gold in there. He asks, he's like, what is the evacuation squad going to? Are they going to go to the battlefield?
They kind of don't. So here's what sucks, right? There is literally no good choice for the evacuation squad right now because yes, they could keep trying to like get everyone out, but at this point, all that's really doing is potentially putting them in the route for Gigantomachia anyway. So like, no matter what happens now, they have to.
I mean, they know in which direction they have to run.
Like, and so like
Gigantomachia, but
they now have to go like east or west. But depending on where there's destruction and depending on where the Nomu go, like, so what the evacuation squad's best thing to do here now is kind of to go back towards what Shigaraki is, and you know you're not in a good spot when your best spot is to go towards Shigaraki.
I think either one would be better, I guess. I mean, I think they can deal with a Nomu, probably, maybe.
Yeah, like I'm saying, like if they go clear out the Nomu, they can probably like actually get people away. Like people need to be evacuating, but the evacuation squad basically needs to be clearing out threats. Like the heroes themselves can no longer be guiding the evacuation, as unfortunate as that is. That isn't where that power is needed. Unfortunately, winning is more important than saving right now.
At the same time, I feel like it's going to go down like this. I feel like they're going to split up again, and Ochako's going for Deku in there because, like they said specifically in this chapter, notice they are out of range. So, and Ochako herself said we should go get them, and then at the same time again, Maki is coming straight for them through Jakku, which is where Deku and them went back to. So and then Deku and them cannot hear. They have no clue that Maki is on the way there.
Yo, Project Manga. I'm here, bro.
So somebody is going back to them, and I would bet it'd be Ochako since she's the one that said, "Let's go get them too." Also, I don't know what Ida's going to be doing and Suyu, but definitely Ochako's going back for Deku and them to at least warn them that that fucking Godzilla's on the way.
To be honest, I don't think they're gonna separate that much.
I just looked at the chapter title. Did y'all realize he made a pun for this title?
What was it again? It was Footsteps.
What was the pun?
It's
I didn't
Footfall
actively realize it. Let me look at it. What was the title again? Footfall.
The fall
Oh
was
wow.
this.
Okay. He want to be funny. Okay.
Footfall of
Kill all-
destruction.
You got 300,000 people on a chopping block that you're ready to get slaughtered like a bunch of flies,
And this nigga dropping puns. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, nigga.
Dark humor.
It feels like an Attack on Titan reference, bro.
Man, you think them animals scouting for Coda? If Coda told me to, hey bird, can you go over there and see if Maki is coming? After I saw what happened, no,
Like,
I'm
nigga, you
flying
ain't
the
wrong.
other direction. I'm like, thanks for letting me know where the bad guy is. I'm out. Like,
Red Scarlet and Kamsi, Red Scarlet and Kamsi, actually, that's a good point because they were mentioned, and Monoma's group was mentioned for a reason, just not that long ago for a reason. So that's that's just another.
We gotta see them.
Yeah, that's just another setup with Horikoshi, and a minor detail as he knows what he's doing with his characters. He got
shit
everywhere.
I missed that one
for a reason.
Somebody said Crush saved Aizawa. Majestic got Gang Orca killed.
Out, man.
So now we slandering Majestic? All right, maybe I should.
No, we not. We even see what Majestic can still be alive for all we know.
Look, as far as I'm
Majestic never did something right now. No one else. He was trying to do something last chapter. Right now, Maka is there. He's the other side of the country, guys.
I mean, listen. When we cut back, we'll know
He
what happened.
saved nobody. Right? He saved nobody. Stop.
You don't know. Hey, Majestic could be out here having the kids slide and flying away. All right. Not everybody got a mobile quirk. So for all we know, Majestic got the kids out of here.
That's what I'm kind of hoping happen is that, like, I think the heroes did all go down, but I think they got, like, he prioritized saving the kids. At least
I'm 100% sure we cutting back because unlike the last one, well, I was wrong on that one. When Seiya's retro, right? This isn't just Maki waking up and moving. These like people actually got bodied. Named people that got bodied this time around. Like Fat Gum and Sunny were also there, and you don't off screen those two niggas. Gang Orca okay, but Fat Gum and Sunny can still possibly lie, and they're not finna get off screen. They're not finna get off screen.
Because guys, I was just thinking about this past week that Gigantomachia is a fortress with different cannons on his a moving fortress, literally. Like he's a moving. He gets some fire shooters, some weapon, some Toga which shoots knives and everything, bro. What can you stop moving? How can you stop a moving fortress?
He's a calamity, bro. Like
they told you what happened, and that nigga wake up. And guess what? I seen a lot of people dogging the fuck out the heroes, man. Like them niggas not preparing for Maki and this and the other. And like I seen like the chat was going like they were really dogging the fuck at them.
Like,
nobody was ready for Maki.
Nobody was equipped to handle Maki. The biggest issue, which like Dustin had brought this up a while ago, but we talked about was like the heroes were kind of cocky. They were like, Maki is not gonna wake up. Because, you know, like the info says that Maki isn't going to wake up because Shigaraki is getting surgery. So we save. And it was like, you fought a battle that you feel like, if these people fight me, we lose. Mm-hmm. Willingly? Okay. Like, they should not have gone for like an organized, they should have basically done hit teams, not what they did, but it is what it is.
They had to go for the kill, man. That was the thing that they had to do.
But I'm saying like they should have done like hit teams specific, like wiped out like Redestro. Like if they would have basically done like an assassination on Redestro.
Yes. That would it will collapse the whole thing.
Right, because like a lot of the liberation people, like those people just randomly started like popping off and like disappearing during the last couple days, but like unless they're saying that they were basically at the hotel for the past 4 months straight.
For me. Oh, by the way, nobody read Chainsaw Man until we off this stream. We not going through that depression arc again, dog.
Last week we all read Chainsaw Man on stream. It just kind of like got quiet.
Bro, the vibe went that shit fucked off. And I heard this chapter was no better. I heard niggas drop this shit.
Man, I read it, man. I just don't want to talk about this right now, please.
Thank God, because man, look, I don't got time. Because after we read that shit was not it.
Yeah, like we were just like,
yeah,
like,
I'm 23 years old. You had a grown man crying on stream. What the fuck? Evil ass nigga, man.
What? Sorry, what you talking about? I tapped out to get my pizza.
Oh, damn.
we read Chainsaw Man last week, says.
All right.
And we were reading it on stream, and then we just kind of got real quiet because it was
that shit depressing. I cried on stream, man. That shit.
Hey, but you know what was great this week that made me happy?
What?
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yo, boy! Oh my God, yo, son.
Fuck that nigga.
Bro, I was so happy. I was like, aha, bitch, luck ran out now, huh?
Damn,
I can't stand niggas like that.
Sukuna is a chef, bro. He can perform Shogeki no Soma.
No, right? Little definition of cooking these niggas. Oh my God, whipping it. That nigga was literally whipping it.
But also, yeah, I actually think Ida and Sue are gonna go with Ochako. Because Sue was gonna go because she didn't go at Kamino. So that's where that's gonna come into play. It's like her like she'll probably have like a little mini flashback where it's like, I wasn't there at Kamino. This time it's different. This time we are heroes. We gotta go. Like it'll be like that. You know what I mean? Whereas,
they were trying to stop Makia.
I think they're gonna go back up Deku and Shoto. I mean, and Bakugo.
No, they can do this right now because to get civilians on their back right now.
Fuck them.
But they also remember there are multiple other people right there, and then they have to go help their friends. It's not like they're just abandoning all the civilians. They have to go tell. It's not just helping them either. They have to go literally alert them that Maki is on the way. Because remember they said that communication isn't working all the way on that range over there.
So they actually do need the information. Also, is anybody going to argue with Mandalay being dead at this point?
I don't. No. I was just thinking about this. If Mandalay is there, she can solve all the problem. But yeah.
I'm currently looking at the map of Japan.
I'm not arguing. Y'all got it. So my hands up in the air. Y'all got it.
I'm just saying, like, it's like I said it. I remember I said it back then, and a lot of people was like, "No, bro," and I'm like, "Come on, like, look at what's been happening."
She got off screen, guys. She got off screen.
I was on the notion. I was like, okay, maybe the other two are dead, but she was up ahead a little bit, and somebody could easily like helped her out or whatever. And I'm like, okay, listen, maybe she's out of range right now, and they're just waiting for the right time to come back in and to play. But at this point now,
it's been the right time.
I'm like, all right, I got
right now. It is the right time to move. It's the right time to move. Next chapter, if she isn't there, she's dead.
The way Aizawa literally wound his leg up to make it easier to cut off, like
that nigga just. Hey, okay. Another question for I got like 3 or 4 more questions, I think. All right. Okay. Yeah. Well, Micro asks, are we gonna cut back to all the heroes, and Majestic and all the boys getting washed?
I feel like
we actually really have no choice but to. Like I said, I ain't gonna say it again, but if you've been here, you know what I said about cutting back.
I don't think there's Eraserhead is built different. Like,
bro, he's built different. Cutting your leg like this. He's a real nigga, bro. Yeah.
Like
he had this flashback of Eri, man.
Man, see, I don't like the fact that he's having to do like a lot of off-screen deaths, but at the same time, think about how many people died.
You know what? Let's hold on. Let's clear this out. What's off screen? What's not off screen?
Also, like, are you about to bring up what I said like a month or 2 ago?
Yeah.
So, off screen is off screen.
No, not in this case necessarily. Let's talk about what's off screen and what's really not off screen. And in the terms of this arc currently right now, like you said, Shigaraki's decay doing what it did. The only off-screen deaths would really have to be Mandalay because we knew like everybody pointing out, Pixie Bob and Tiger were right there. All right, so we know that, and with the decay, you don't get a long send off of this and other. It's just done is done. So
no, but there's a distinct difference between Crust decaying, who we actually saw disintegrate, and Tiger, who we still saw perfectly functional the last time we saw him. There's a difference.
My thing though is that like, is a bomb not allowed to be a bomb?
No, sure, but it's kind of this is more like a tsunami, I guess, because it's kind of spreading. And imagine you're looking like at a tsunami and you see somebody standing somewhere. You can assume they die, of course, but it's not really. I mean, they might still swim somewhere.
I'm just saying that, like, when you get
hold on, Brandon. We gonna Brandon, yeah, because Brandon, I'm coming for you. We gonna clarify. Oh, the rest of them did not get off screen because we don't know they completely like. There's still people like we don't know if Gang Orker actually dead there. Or he just out the paint now because we can still go back and with the we can still go back. We're cutting back most likely next week. I'm betting money. We're cutting back next week to see what actually happened to them. The story is just moving constantly. And it's just moving constantly because that cliffhanger was there for a reason. He's moving the story forward constantly.
Yeah.
So,
like, my thing
with the case of the decay, that's a little bit different because those niggas are done. They done. We're not cutting back to what happened to them.
And that's the thing. Like, also, Siobhan, you are 100% right. This is nowhere near the level of like OP type of off screening. But the thing is that like. The question is like, ask yourself this, like, was Wash in a narratively important position, like based on where he physically was he somewhere that it actually made sense? And as a character, would it actually make sense for us to spend like 5 pages dedicated to Wash dying?
No. I don't say he's not dead. I don't say we should have put more effort into showing it, but I say it's still off screen. It's like, if you have a scene where somebody has a gun to somebody's head and then the scene switches away before they shoot, and then you hear it bang. You don't know, in fact, where that bullet went. You just know there was a gun to somebody's head, and then some seconds later there was a bang. Everything could have happened. Of course, you can assume that they died. Of course, that's very likely. But that is exactly what we mean by off-screen, because ultimately, it may still be possible. The whole point of off-screen deaths is that there is still a very minor possibility that they can come back.
In this case, though, that's not what this one's about.
It is a very minor possibility, but the very minor possibility is still there. So like, it's still an off-screen death.
In this case,
I believe they are dead, but that's, I mean,
because like to me, like I asked, like, is a bomb not allowed to be a bomb? There's a certain level of like for storytelling, like that. It kind of doesn't make sense if like we give somebody a power like Shigaraki, and then we always have to like one-on-one. Like see everybody slowly.
We don't have to see that. We don't have to see it, of course. But it doesn't mean that just because we don't have to see it doesn't mean that it's not off screen. It's still off screen. We just didn't see it. That's no problem.
I don't know. Like to me, once you like have the full context, it's like everything is like if you have all these clues on screen, I don't like calling it an off screen. It's like it's not like Sanji versus Page 1 where we like saw them like start to go and then all of a sudden it just popped up later and everybody was like, so Sanji won?
Yeah, that's
my case. The difference between you and me is that I don't believe off-screen is very special. I don't think somebody has to be special to be off-screen. I just think if it's not on panel, it's off-screen. And this is not on panel, so it's off-screen.
Okay.
Man, but in this case, come down to a case of just writing narratively, because he's trying to keep a consistent flow and just the way that this is a war. Things are happening precisely. Sometimes we don't have time to focus on. Some people have bigger weight, bigger priority than others.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure.
So
and I believe this narrative.
And like in the case of Midnight, she's fucking dead. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about that shit. She is dead.
I hope so. I hope so that she's dead.
But we didn't have to see her death. Her death being off screen, it doesn't like off panel isn't saying really as off screen, because we know she was dead. She said what she had to say. She had her send off. Because if we would have seen her die, it would have been no point, because she already had her send off. She already had her flashback. Like, I'm leaving all these.
But I don't think it has to have a point to be considered off screen. That's not. I think it's a conscious decision of Horikoshi that he off screened many deaths, and that is not for us to hold out hope, but to create a sense of chaos. This is a war, and in war, you don't know who died. just when they died. It's kind of connection gets lost. You have no idea where people are. You have no idea who's dead and who's not. So some people you think are very, very dead, and they may be very, very dead, but you don't know until the very end when you collect your losses. And I think that's kind of the feeling that he wants to show us. He doesn't want to show us for sure Wash is dead, but he wants to show we are in a war. People are in dangerous situation. They may all be dead, but we have to wait until the end to kind of count our losses.
Well, that's why we also, the deaths we've seen on screen, like twice specifically, and Gran Torino, because with everything happening, Gran Torino is not going to be saved. I
hope that he's dead. Really, I hope that he's dead.
We saw, like, when the last time we saw somebody get a hole punched in their organs, they died.
What, Best Genius didn't die?
But I was thinking of Overhaul was the last one who got that treatment.
Yeah, all right. He was one of them. I thought about Best Genius.
I don't know, but you have to think also because, in my eyes, Best Genius has the possibility to also maybe to control fibers, like muscle fibers. It can help him to stay alive. You know, that can help.
That would be an interesting application of his power, like control.
No, because in the Vigilantes we saw that he can also manipulate the carbon fibers.
Yeah.
Not only like tissues. So it can it can really happen if he's still alive.
You mean he's pulling a Doflamingo?
Yes.
Oh my God! Please no, Hori.
not in that extent, but just to keep him alive. Just to keep him alive, because in my eyes, nothing can prove that I forgot his name. Kontabito can survive a hit like this. A full power hit of Shigaraki. I don't believe that.
I mean, that's actually not a bad idea, to be honest. I mean, there is, even if he can't control any special types of thread, it's still like in medicine, knitting stuff together is just something that happens, right?
So, hold on. Because I was looking at something.
About Gran Torino, really the only reason I think he's dead, really. Looking at what happened to him,
yeah, like a flashback.
The only reason I'm not completely sold on his death is because Ryukyu seems so determined on still helping him somehow, which
that was
much Deku closer to him, I guess, than me. So
no, that was Deku.
And Deku's just being Deku there.
Yeah.
Oh right, I thought it was maybe what.
But
right.
Is Ryukyu missing fingers?
I think something like that.
Because he was in her hand.
Yeah, I think Caleb pointed out how that nigga knocked her fucking finger back.
I think he punched through
something
like that. Right?
Last chapter, he was punching her fingers.
He knocked two of her fingers back.
No, last chapter he broke every finger in her hand, punching some of them and kneeing one of them. And then but to get out, you got to think his arm was literally in her hand. So I'm trying to figure out if he took his arm out nicely and then did all this, or just went rip. Because if that's the case, she's handless, and that would be another maiming on the battlefield.
That nigga fucking don't care. That nigga is ruthless. Also,
the fact that
God,
Shigaraki managed to actually make contact with Aizawa and start ripping the skin off his face. Because if you look at the last panel, he's
bleeding, right?
Yeah.
Boy, and the fact that he came that close to death and managed to keep his eye open for at least a little bit, nah.
How can you not blink when something like Shigaraki, no one like Shigaraki coming at you?
Yeah. Hey, Anaki, you see what Brandon de la Cruz? Shout out to your last name, by the way. He asked, "Did you see Bakugo? Did you notice that Bakugo destroyed the bullet? The other bullet that Shiggy had."
Yeah. What? Bakugo destroyed it?
Yeah, I thought it was Endeavor at first, but if you look at the panel, it was Bakugo.
Yeah, it's Bakugo.
Oh yeah, because he's shooting that little attack, but I didn't know.
The AP shot.
Yeah, so at first I thought it was Endeavor, but then we were like talking about it, and then, like if you looked at panel correctly, it was
Okay, it was
Bakugo.
Bakugo. Oh,
Yeah.
Still the goat. Damn.
See, this is what I be talking about when I say like Bakugo's just got like better technique than everybody else because
Yes.
this nigga shot a bullet. Like
This guy is so well. You see why the difference between him and I forgot his name.
like Shoto.
Shoto, because Shoto has the potential to be better, but the technique wise with his power, he don't get it right now, and the technique of Bakugo is so high. Even look at he's jumping mid air. He didn't use his other arm to do the AP shot. He did it with just his hands.
Yeah, like that's
On
the
one
other
hand,
thing that if you go back to when he was fighting Shigaraki, when he pulled up, his AP shot was literally just him doing like double palm blast now.
Damn.
So he doesn't even need to like
to do the circle around.
Yeah, like
the evolution. He get like subtle evolution like this. Damn.
like
hey Jason, I don't know if he completely blinked or not, but it doesn't matter. He got out his viewpoint. So that's all that counts.
I think one of his eyes managed to close, and that was enough.
Because I wasn't sure whether it was just borderline or was like then because of what Shiggy said. Like, yeah, you saved him, but I mean, because it don't matter regardless because he healed and he went out his view range because of all that shit that happened after that.
Yeah, it was the flinch because like the pain of I think it was like the pain of actually having his face dug into before like the ice came and finally slapped him away because regardless his body was gonna have to blink because the fingers were gonna hit him in the eyes.
Yeah,
he was trying to literally crush the head of Aizawa.
Yeah,
you see his fingers going in his head, in his face. Yeah, and at the end his last speech of Shigaraki give me vibes of Thanos. Dread from it, run from it. Destiny are all the same.
I mean, Horikoshi is leaning into that bag more.
All right, I got another question to get. Time for another question. All right, what's going to happen at the mansion now that Maki is gone? Who's going to win there?
Man,
that's still the PLF because even if let's say Edshot and Redestro they get secluded, have a little 1v1 themselves, and Edshot take the W or he getting W. You still got Hanabata there. You still got Trumpet there, who has like they still got hundreds of like league PLF members there, and if he advances those niggas, that's not only fucking Edshot having to fight. Them niggas, he got to fight. Like he got to fight, and those niggas are strong when they get boosted, and they are like strong.
Just think about like if Hanabata just comes up while he's fighting Redestro and activates Seven's Loud, he's amping him. If he amps Redestro versus like Edshot just loses.
To be honest, I couldn't care less about Edshot versus Redestro because Gigantomachia is literally running through half of Japan's population. What's Edshot doing fighting Redestro in some hole in some forest?
Oh man!
Hey, literally said half the war don't matter anymore. Fuck them niggas.
Listen. I don't care about those other niggas. They dead regardless. Ain't no saving them. They in a lost cause. All the people you see, they are dead. Let it go. It's a done deal. Ain't nobody stopping him.
Yep,
I'd much rather care about Edshot. I'd rather care about Edshot and Cementos and a couple other people. And Uri Musha, where that nigga at? I know he in the back, so his ass better step up and do something.
That's the thing is that like a lot of these cats, you can tell like they're stuck in this weird position of, oh fuck. Maki is that way. I'm stuck in a 1v1 fight. I'm stuck fighting.
It really doesn't matter anymore. Because...
Shishido back there too. And I'm trying to see that nigga throw the hands.
All right, catch him in Discord, Mr. Twitchy. But yeah, like they were stuck in this weird position of like they still have to keep fighting these people, but they know that this war they're in now, like they're not fighting the battle that matters.
Yeah. But they have to because if they run, they will get like they will be on double front because people will still follow them to keep them busy. So yeah.
Like they're just stuck sitting here like
they're like
it's a war, man. It's a war.
With the last stragglers remaining, and they know they're not gonna catch up with Gigantomachia, so they just collect these villains that just sit around there and
I mean,
It's
like,
so frustrating.
It's a super lose-lose scenario because when you think about it, everybody they arrest is gonna go free anyway because they're losing the other battlefield too.
Yeah.
So literally, they just kind of need to leave and hide, but they can't do that. And they technically can't just do that now anyway because they don't know that if they just leave and go away that they'll even be able to get into hiding or escape. So they're stuck in this hilariously dark position
of limbo.
Yeah, like it's basically the last mission in Halo Reach.
I really think what they have to do is just abandon the villains. Whatever they're gonna do that. Jump on a plane, try to catch up to Gatomaki, and just try to evacuate as many as they can on his path. I think that's the only thing they can do. I think because that's like the whole rescue goes over capturing thing. And of course, in this case, it's like all these villains are gonna get loose. But Gigantomachia is way more dangerous than all of them lose.
Exactly. Like
shit, bro. I don't know what we can do, bro.
Everything they do is wrong. Everything they do is bad, and they have to feel bad about it.
Yeah, no, but Gigantomachia is not out to kill as many people as possible.
Yeah, he's just out.
If they manage to evacuate those cities, he would just run through and not care about the losses. So they would have to. I think that's what they actually have to do is they would have to somehow try to catch up to him far enough that they can at least evacuate some cities.
Yeah. But even at that case, the heroes can't catch up to that nigga. You had to have people flying and stuff like that because they were smart about who they used and where. So they did people like Nejire and all of them people like with flying capabilities and stuff like that, other escort abilities out in the out.
Fox is out.
Yeah, like it's like you had to be fast as fuck to even like catch up to that because this nigga is dumb fast too. So the niggas at the niggas at the mansion can't even get in front of him. They gonna have to rely on the police to evacuate people at this point because
police will evacuate. Police and the us heroes because and other heroes who have like powers quirks will try to like restrain Makia, but yeah.
Somebody just mentioned the situation that the true GOAT that could do it all in this situation.
Shirakumo.
The crawler. Where is the crawler when you need him?
Hey,
Mr. Nice Guy.
Yo, listen.
He can appear in the story, but the street it's a good place for him to appear. Really, man.
Yeah. When I see somebody about to get stepped on. And all of a sudden, it's like you just see like a fucking flash go past, and it gets out of Makia's foot, and it's like, and then next thing you know, it's fucking Koichi with the fucking. All right, honey, let's go. I need that, man.
Like bring back Mr. Nice Guy. Have him come
one of the real ones. The real.
Do you want to know why I want Koichi and them to show up in Vigilantes? So everybody who refused to read like Vigilantes, they were like, it's not canon, can just like sit there and be mad about it.
hey, I already got that W with Shirakumo. I'm not trying. I don't care if you upset. It wasn't put in the main manga. Too bad, so sad. He put it in a chapter, so you know the backstory, but you don't get the full context because you didn't read it, like he said.
You don't know the real story of Aizawa. We know the real story of Aizawa. How he became who he's today.
Yeah. Y'all fake fans. Y'all could have read those 6 chapters. 7. So y'all fake fans. I ain't trying to hear.
That's my thing. Is that like you really could have just gone and read only those 7 chapters if you wanted. Like you didn't have to
like how is that really going to kill you?
Harder than it had to be.
Yeah, Nova. Eventually, there's been talks about it from sources.
Yeah, we know that there's another My Hero anime project that's been greenlit.
Yeah,
so there's a chance the anime is finally coming out.
Yes,
but I'm not going to promise you that. Because...
I mean, at this point, they got at least the Aizawa backstory. They have to.
I think they could literally do that in the OVA though, because prior to season 5 coming out, because they would do all the Vigilantes, and they're not gonna make it all the way to Aizawa stuff.
No, I mean they could just make an extra episode in season. What's that? 5 is this next season?
So the one issue that I found is that people didn't like people was like, I don't like the 50, and I'm like, no, like I'm okay with this because the Aizawa backstory just doesn't fit anywhere.
Exactly.
I think it's an odd choice, but it's all right. I mean,
yeah, like you can do it obviously, and people will just be grateful for the fact that like we randomly cut away to an Aizawa backstory. It just but I'm just saying like anybody who was like reading it and they were really paying attention should have like been like, oh yeah, this doesn't like flow at all.
like literally there was nowhere to really put that because the shot comes this if you were reading both the shot comes who Shirakumo literally actually is.
Yes,
you seen a small glimpse of him in the main manga, but you know who Shirakumo is if you read Vigilantes. So then you read he put it right there because remember look how it was scheduled up right as soon as that ended one chapter after that in the main manga. That's when they went there and they found out it was Shirakumo. So he structured it so it could catch you off guard because you should have been reading that in the first place, or at least attempted to read this Vigilantes or that backstory in the first place. And if you can't just really put it anywhere in like season 5 because like it's not really gonna fit and line up. And if they did, they would have to like word it in like it'd be too weird. It really wouldn't fit anywhere. Like
that's what I like. What Horikoshi did right now because he acknowledged the side stories of that people make about his own story. You know, in his own story, many people don't do this.
Well, the thing is that Horikoshi. The other reason why it's like weird to not have planned for this though is Horikoshi is a Western comics fan. So anybody who's read Western comics knows that crossovers and like
spin-offs and shit like that.
Spin-offs.
Yeah, like these are really big things in those in that style of storytelling. So MHA being a verse instead of just a manga kind of should be expected.
He can do it. His story and the story of One Piece of Ichiro Oda are the stories that have the most potential to have like spin-offs because they have so many characters. They got a big role. Sure. So the potential is so immense. They can be living of this their whole life if they want to.
but that's why Vigilantes is so high key gold, and I really don't care how people be feeling about it.
Yeah.
Bro. Ignium, I never got attached to Ignium. If you read Vigilantes, Ignium has done. He has had cool moments time and time again.
Yeah,
and cool stuff. And you get to see his fleshed out character. You get more best genius moments. You get Captain Celebrity is one of the greatest original characters in that series of all time. Chris is the fucking GOAT. And then you get more people doing more stuff. You get some little bit of Endeavor content. You get the Deku Tsukuichi's and All Might's relationship fleshed out a little bit even more. Yes, more so.
And we get also an American hero, man. We see heroes from another place too. That's what's so good about this. Also, we see from how we see also the system get more world building.
Because Captain Celebrity living there because of all the suing.
He's suing. So and also the thing about the Justice League, Justice League made in MHA.
Yeah. It's like all this good ass content, and then plus the Shirakumo backstory. Yeah, right, Brand. Hey, shout out to Brandon De La Cruz because I was just about to say that you get more Midnight. Like Midnight was heavy in that Shirakumo, and you get Present Mic. They were heavy in that Aizawa backstory, and then even the most recent chapter, she's there.
Anybody who's read Vigilantes knows exactly why I always say that Vigilantes is proof that Aizawa and Midnight is the good ship, not Aizawa and Miss Joe. Mm-hmm. Because like the amount of influence she's had over his life and like so the relevance, it's like she's like so apart.
She's the biggest sister in my eyes. The biggest sister who takes care of her two boys. Like
Vigilantes is, I think the first chapter is set like 4 or 5 years before.
It's 5 years prior to the main story. Yeah,
it's 5 years. I thought it was 1 year.
5 years. It's 5 years prior. Right now is literally in the last arc because it's coming up on the 5th year. They've already been doing it like within that story. Within Vigilantes, 5 years has basically passed essentially.
Oh,
so they're coming up on the summer.
Years and we skipped 3 years of Vigilantes.
It just no, I understand why I thought it's so weird because that I thought that I read that it was 1 year before the story, so I had to I thought it was weird.
Yeah, no, it's like 5 years before that.
5 years. Okay.
Yeah, because
the other class get ejected by Aizawa. So
so like he had been there for a little while. He had to have that reputation. And if you remember, like the whole premise of the Aizawa, like what leads to the Aizawa arc was literally him having a conversation about teaching at UA.
Yeah.
So, and then like that's how we finally.
Thought it was about the cat.
Well, yeah, that. Hold up.
The cat was kind of in the background, you know.
New peak for the channel. 60 people watching the stream at once. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate
it.
Thank you.
Shut up.
And then it just dropped down to 59. But hey, it was there for a moment.
It's on record.
Yep.
Somebody got upset. You called him out. You're like, man, this nigga over here praising me and shit. Man, I don't need your love, dog.
Basically, like I'm just out here trying to
take the love, dog. We love everybody out here, man. Ain't no reason to be upset. Okay, got another question from the. Let me go pull up another question. How long has Seiya been built like Miracle? Nobody can bike 800 kilometers and say it's easy. Not just
80.
Let me get this. What are the possibilities for Deku now that he can use Black Whip as some kind of armor? Shout out to Juno.
Okay, so Juno is asking the perfect person for this. Let me tell you, first off, anybody who's familiar with like Venom, like I view Black Whip as comparable to a symbiote. Mm-hmm. So that means we're gonna have him utilizing it for bonus mobility. As we saw here, like using it as a brace so he can further like up his durability. We'll probably actually see him use it like for shielding and eventually like to catch projectiles, stuff like that. Because he'll be able to like create like little webs. So all around, like you should expect to see like his mid-range combat get kind of mad goofy. I think he can't use Air Force while using Black Whip though. Otherwise you'd end up seeing like him just lock people in place and fire bullet after bullet into him, which I'm of the belief that we'll get a Dark Deku timeline where he's going to be more reliant on that brace feature. So we might get the point where Deku is on that level of cruelty where he's like using the Black Whip to like tie people up and break their bones and stuff like that. Cause
I hope that
playing around. Because I stand by, I kind of want Deku to have a phase where there's like an intense hatred towards like the smile, like villains that smile. Mm-hmm. Just because, All Might tried to inspire him with that. And then you have like Shigaraki who's out here just cheesing as he like runs through heroes. So I think like having that be like a callback and him constantly think about like, oh shit, like this, like thinking about Shigaraki just really being mad about it. Like, always like, in the back of his mind. Yeah.
Where are they? Where's Harry? Where is he? Beating the fuck out of people. All right, dog, relax.
So okay, Nova mentioned the Speed Force type quirk in Vigilantes, and I just want to say that I get why you're disappointed because they definitely put like a massive nerf to it, but at the same time, you can't have the Flash in MHA. Everybody's quirk has too much backlash or like balancing mechanisms. Where if we actually let like a Barry Allen or a God forbid a Wally West be an MHA, then like that person's the number one hero in the world. Yep, no question.
It's just how Cap Celebrity posed as Superman. Like he looks like he's Superman. But when you get his quirk, like when you really see how his quirk actually works. Mm-hmm. It's just like a broken quirk, but it really is balanced out because you see how limited he was. You see how they set a nigga up.
Flash is not as Flash solos like the entire MHA verse.
Yep. Easy. Flash is one of the best heroes.
Sorry, you mean the nigga that can run around the earth in less than a minute? Oh shit! Bro. Excuse me for being ass.
I mean, Flash against Ida. That's a battle.
Like, I will tell you something about Flash. Flash, mass acceleration is become force. If your acceleration is super high, so high speed, you can have a destruction force like as hell. So if your Flash can outrun time.
I mean, Flash no dips Asta, so I don't know what that has to do with this.
What the hell?
Was there a versus battle or
what? JJ is fucking around.
Like Flash, like Flash no dips most verses. Like there's a good chunk of verses that Flash can just walk through. It's kind of sick. Especially with the IMKE. like Ponzu was talking about, that infinite mass punch where he is faster than the speed of light, so his mass shifts towards infinity.
Man.
I heard the nigga say infinity. We good off that. You can keep on that shit, dog.
What really makes me wonder in these things is how do they explain it with the bones?
The speed force literally binds to his body and allows him to keep going faster and faster.
All right.
Like it's a protective energy that allows him to do it. He also has the ability to steal other people's kinetic energy.
I mean, is it also like an armor that allows him to punch stuff?
Yes, Flash would body Goku.
Yeah.
Like,
No, but not only this, because he's also creating his own energy by. It's what we learned that Barry Allen, for every step that he's making the new energy of the Speed Force. So,
like,
I
also,
make energy too.
it keeps growing.
It's a perpetual motion machine. Like, it's crazy. like if Flash fought Kirishima and he was like bloodlusted, he's just gonna stick his hand inside his body and take his heart out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like,
so simply, Flash could topple Makia. Flash could really take out Makia.
Yes.
Like, you got to think, like, Dispo was a light speed opponent that people in the Tournament of Power struggled with. Flash can outrun teleportation. Like,
just stop it.
You know, when you're studying physics of engineering, when you know what is light speed, outrunning light speed.
like,
I hate DC. So it's just ridiculous.
Sayers hates DC. That means Sayers hates America.
Yo, DC.
I know one thing. I won't have anybody on my stream hating America. It's Taiwan country I ever seen in my life. Now, long later, you gonna need to get your act together around here. Superman is the GOAT. All hail America. Put that pussy out there.
Can you repeat that?
No.
Oh yeah, the Red Death was glorious. Also,
people think that I forgot his name. Deku will unlock floats at the end of the whole situations, guys. What do you think about it?
yeah, so he can float his ass on home like a sad puppy. Like, like everybody said that, like, oh, float's gonna unlock because like he's gonna feel like immense joy.
Everybody between Kyoto and wherever that mountain is gonna be dead. But at least Deku learns how to float.
Listen, look, when he floating, and they gonna be stuck in the air. Ochako gonna use a little rap, and she gonna tie the nigga down, and she gonna run away, all right? Because that nigga gonna be useless after that.
Like,
after that nigga Rusa Aizawa, oh my god.
Niggas thought that like people were like, oh, because like Rage unlocked Black Whip, different emotions. He's gonna be like really happy, and then that's gonna be like how he's nigga, it's gonna be his depression. He's not gonna want to take steps. This nigga gonna be drooped like this the whole time, just floating with his head down to travel. That's what he doing.
Yeah,
like,
because for one I know, Nana can levitate other people, because that's what she did for All Might in chapter I think the chapter about All Might's backstory, for the first movie. She saved him by touching him, and he was floating.
Oh yeah.
So she can give it to other people, but I don't know if she can.
Was Uraraka?
No, but that she can, if she does it, but she can fly. That's my idea. She just can levitate something, but not herself. If she's
levitation.
Yeah, she can levitate herself, but she can levitate other people if she's levitating herself. You see what I mean?
Wingardium Leviosa.
Also, Adi, remember when the Flash soloed the Anti-Monitor, which for Marvel people, that's the equivalent of just a speedster beating up Galactus?
Yep.
Yo, that nigga beat up the Anti-Monitor?
Yes.
Oh
in the 80s, Wally West soloed the Anti-Monitor in front of the Justice League, and they didn't even see it happen. That's how fast he did it. Yeah. Also, Mashal, yes, everybody should read Mashal.
Oh, I'm reading Mashal. I begin this week to read Mashal, man. Oh, the art is so good, man.
Mashle has hilariously great art. It's like One Punch Man, where both of these series have hilariously great art for a series that's like so goofy.
Yeah, it's like if one really wrote, if one had just wrote One Punch Man, or one had good drawing, like that's basically what it'd be like. If one had good drawing and it wasn't Boichi writing, like that's would be like literally it's based like One Punch Man. It's like the magic version of One Punch Man. Instead of heroes, it's magicians. But that man, that shit's so fucking like it made me look simple at first, but as you get like greater, like even with latest chapter, bro, the double spreads. Nah, bro. And we like our first serious arc. This is what I've been waiting on this entire time. I said, Mashle's doing great numbers, but if we can get into a serious arc where people start getting like really pushed, they did all the base requirements you need for like a simple like they have a good MC, you have good art, decent like good plot, and then like now you got a main cast. Like we got all main cast characters. So it's like, and they've been setting up like little stuff for the future and stuff like that, and expand on the world. So like, man, whew, that's just so clean, dog. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, I'm reading the chapter this week now. I'm like, dog, see, we getting more of this world building, talking about, bro. Like,
you said what?
It's a surprisingly like very like it's a series that actually has some heart to it, even though. And usually I don't like comedy heavy series from Japan. I'm gonna be honest. Like most of the time, like the comedy doesn't like hit with me that much, or it feels too like gaggy. So the fact that this consistently, like, yeah.
You know, because he's the writer, the mangaka is writing a story that become more and more serious. I have like flashback of I forgot the name. Reborn. If somebody know Reborn.
It's a better paced Reborn.
Yeah, basically.
It'd be better paced. Yes, that's basically yes.
Yes.
Because I literally cannot. Like I can't do it. I've tried to do Reborn so many times.
Yeah,
but like 40 chapters of gags that aren't that funny to me just
I made like past 20 and then that was it.
Like,
yeah, listen.
What the most people do is just cut. If you watch the anime, you don't watch the first 20 episodes. You watch the first or the second one, then you cut to episode 20, then you watch the whole anime. The anime becomes serious at episode 20. That's how many people I know did it. Because they couldn't handle the comedy thing, you know. But yeah, I watched the whole 20 first episode, and then you get like rewarded for when episode 20 starts, because the whole thing. Allez, my top 5 MC, the main character of Reborn isn't it? Tsuna.
Sabaroshi.
So yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
No, this is for the chat. I've tried to watch Gintama before. Mm-hmm. I've heard that like you need to skip like the first 3 episodes because they're actually filler, like actual filler.
Wow. So you start with fillers episode. That's hard.
Yeah.
That might explain why I never got into it.
Yeah, so I might try to give that a watch again. One Piece's comedy actually is very at best it's like 50-50 for whether or not I actually laugh. Like when we were at like the bathhouse chapter, didn't even crack a smile.
I think Oda's humor is really like hit and miss.
Yes. So yeah, like I think that's part of why certain arcs don't like hit that well for me, or like Wano wasn't, because like Wano spent a lot of time like in the building phase that was like more about comedy and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I don't care. This is not
from the funniest moment that I had in One Piece are in Skypiea and Thriller Bark. I was laughing my ass off, man.
Yeah, like Thriller Bark actually had really good comedy. Like nothing tops like as far like Luffy straight up seeing a zombie and going, nah. Go
back to the grave
like that was a case of like Oda hitting hard with the comedy. Like that is like that GIF specifically is just like one of my favorites that exists on the internet. Like when people just post it as like a response to stuff, and we just see like, nah.
No. Go back from where you from, man. You're an old man, Steve. Or the scene where Usopp calls Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji. I saw a woman with a sword and a lot of meat. Oh, that scene. Oh, damn.
Ooh, you said Yozakura chapter is a huge reveal this week? Good, because I've actually been optimistic about Yozakura since its inception. So even though like it does the gag thing too, which means sometimes I like have to let it stack, but I try to read everything in jump, even though I need to catch up on Dr. Stone.
Yeah, I got a big time to catch up on Dr. Stone because those niggas don't spoil, but when they spoil, it'd be some crazy.
So
shit.
by the way, we finally made the most instrumental breakthrough to date in the manga. Sukuna managed to figure out how to make a fusion reactor.
I seen a vehicle. I won't say what vehicle, but I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, how the fuck did you even like, bro? Like, how they really be spoiled is they be showing vehicles, and they be like, I'm like, bro, how the fuck? And I know what the main villain guy look like right now, but like, yeah, Dr. Stone is like, it is fucking heat. I did love it, like when I was reading it, but then I stopped because I had binged it. You know how you binge something, so then you stop and you let you had to stack up, but then I didn't catch back into it. I was trying to watch the anime, and then a bunch of shit happened. And y'all know how that go.
I need to start reading Kaiju number 8. I hear that people like that's good, so I'm starting to read this. I read Mashal last week. This week.
Yes.
Mashal was the one who most surprised me in Shonen Jump right now, and Burn of the Witch of Titi Kubo. So
yeah, I'll peep that soon though. Real quick. Mm-hmm. Brandon De La Cruz. Shout out to your last name again. That's my best. The last thing, so it go hard. So you know what I'm saying. But he asked, "Is Shigaraki going to kill All for One or not? Because he's still waiting." 100%.
Man,
he's going to kill him. He's going to kill him.
See, part of me is like, yeah, he'll kill him, but another part of me is like, he doesn't have to do it, but I feel like he will. Because I feel like what it comes down to is what AFO does, right?
Yeah.
Like if AFO is like, oh yeah, like you want to like give me that power now, like right? Like then yeah, I see him dying. But I could also see like AFO being straight up like, you're doing it. I'm proud of you, son. Are you winning, son? Are you winning? Like, because consider like AFO, like Shigaraki's name is that because he gave him that name.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying they can't live peacefully as buddies. Like he might literally have intended fully for him to be the successor. Though I do think if Shigaraki figures out that if it weren't for AFO killing Nana, then he wouldn't have been getting beat like Uncle Ruckus's dad.
Yeah.
I mean, Shigaraki has a bit of a track record with father killing, so calling him sons maybe not the smartest thing to do.
Patricide. Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest about that point though. If you really look at his mindset and how unselfish, because actually Shigaraki's never been super duper selfish.
The only thing like selfish is that he's destructive nature is like him acting on his impulses. But no, you're right. He's not selfish.
But his view and his broad, I won't even say it's been broadened. Like, but his overall view has been the same since day one. So, you can say all you want that, like, okay, even if he didn't kill Nana, actually, him killing Nana has nothing to do with the situation at all. Because guess what? Let's say he did. Let's put all the theories aside that he gave him the quirk. Right? It's his fault. Let's just say the quirk is activated. It's all natural. He killed his family, whatnot. No matter what no matter how you put it, it goes like this. Nobody helped that little boy on the street.
Yep.
It's not his fault. It's not let's say it's all natural. It's not All for One's fault that he found him later and gave that. All for One, when they found the boy on the street, had somebody gave that nigga a hand. So it goes beyond just Nana and this, that, and the other, because it's like he said, it's always been about a big picture. It's about the entire system and the way the dynamic and all that happens with the heroes and the villains and how complacent we've been. So it's about that more than just, you know what? It's kind of your fault. It's bigger than this.
No. I expect Shigaraki to stay.
I don't think.
No, you can go first.
Okay, I if Shigaraki kills All for One, which I think is a possibility. I mean, it's definitely something that can happen. I don't think it's going to be out of resentment for doing anything like killing Nana or being the cause for his father's abuse, whatever. I think it might be because Shigaraki is one of those idealistic villains. He kind of has an idea about what he wants to achieve. And I don't really think that All for One wants the same. I think All for One is out for power, which I don't think Shigaraki ultimately cares for that much. Of course, he needs power to reach his goal, but he wants to like reform society, kind of destroy hero society, which I don't think is really what All for One is.
He wants to be free. He wants to be free. He wants just to be free to do what he wants.
Yeah,
and everybody...
also that.
And All for One, like you said, is the one who just wants to control everything. He wants to be the demon king. He wants to be the demon king.
So I think it won't be out of resentment. I think it will be something about either because they want different things or because all for One will just be in Shigaraki's way, and not because he is angry at him for any reason.
Oh, Ponzo, Vigilantes is just on the it's on the Viz app.
Visa? Oh.
Yeah.
No, because I don't have I can access to Visa, but I have to go on.
Oh, okay, yeah, you have to go to Manga Plus.
Manga Plus, yeah. So I
don't know if Vigilantes it's not on there. I'd be surprised if it wasn't, honestly. Just because it's a My Hero product, but I don't know.
Yeah. With the case of All for One and that.
No, Vigilantes is not in it.
So hold up. Somebody posted the picture of the Wyoming smash, and then they were like, "Is Wyoming real?" Like, I keep forgetting that. Like, since people,
well, nobody knows about Wyoming.
Is that a thing?
Wyoming is an actual state.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I know that too. I know that too.
The thing that I like about Hori choosing Wyoming though is that
nobody lives there.
One, nobody lives there.
Yeah.
Two, even people in the US forget Wyoming exists. So like that's one of those states that like people are like, oh, can you name all the states? Like Wyoming is one of those ones that people forget.
I actually don't forget Wyoming. I forget Wisconsin because it's so similar from the word.
How
there was this one word with W.
That's especially crazy to me because like so many Germans moved to Wisconsin. So I always felt like that was like this German culture is like one of the biggest like things here. So like even with our limited fucking language education, like a lot of schools still offer at least like Spanish and German. Mm-hmm. At least in my state. I don't know what's going on in Atlanta over by East, but
oh yeah, we only 2 US boys in here, huh? Not in my school. In other schools it does.
No, we not. I don't think Deku's gonna do a New York smash. He constantly picks like smaller things. Then again, he did do a Manchester smash,
which really confused me.
Yeah, because that's straight up like. Well, actually, I think there is a Manchester in New England. Hold on.
At some point, I thought that now that he's going shoot style, he's going to use British cities instead of American. That is kind of now his way, using British cities instead of what All Might was doing. And now he goes to Wyoming, so I'm kind of St. Louis.
Yeah, there's a Manchester in New Hampshire too.
All right.
Because I remember people were like, oh yeah, like yeah. So he's still technically doing states and cities, which I don't know what like his like leads to what gets cities and what gets states, because like
I don't understand either.
Don't worry. He can ask Alma after Shiggy does them.
I mean, I understand that United States of Smash is pretty big, but all the other stuff I don't really get.
No, a Compton Smash, bro. That's just like a Compton Smash.
I'm pretty sure that's like air bullets, like right there. That's like air bullets, like 1,000. Like Luffy's Gatling shit. I'm pretty sure that's like that.
He's only allowed to say New York Smash if he says B too. He got to say New York Smash B, or it don't work, and it got to be a stomp. That's the only way it's acceptable as New York Smash.
And he got to have the Yankee with no brim too. So.
Nah, bro, not the Yankee with no brim.
Damn, son.
This Yankee got no brim. That video is fucking hilarious, bro.
I'll fucking start rolling out.
I'm still confused. I mean, I imagine Deku being like a 15-year-old. He's like, I need an American city to name my attack after. How about Manchester?
Like, yeah, it's
Makes
weird
sense.
it's weird that he chose Manchester, New Hampshire.
He's like a 15-year-old kid, and that's not the first city that comes to mind.
Right.
Hey, what y'all getting on my boy for? This is All Might's techniques. Remember, he's still All Might's technique.
Well, yeah, a lot of these are stolen from All Might. But the Delaware Smash doesn't exist in All Might's book, though.
Oh,
The Delaware Smash is a Deku original. I think the St. Louis is too, as well as Manchester. I think the shoot moves are his.
Yeah.
So Wyoming probably is All Might's though. Which it is still good to see that like Deku's fighting style keeps evolving. And
I need to see an Oklahoma Smash because that nigga did the I think it's Oklahoma is the scissor cross.
Wait. I thought that was Carolina Smash. Because I thought Oklahoma was the one he did at Kamino where he does the spin and throws like 4 Nomu.
Okay. Then this Carolina. That motherfucker.
Also, I definitely just read the Yozakura one. I'm glad about the finish of that chapter because that's what I thought it was going to be at the end. So like that reveal is on point with what I thought was about to happen. I know nobody else reads Yozakura, but I figured because somebody mentioned it, I would have like addressed that one person in the chat.
No, we
is anybody
got you.
Is anybody current on Hard Boiled Cop and Dolphin?
Nah, I'm gonna catch up in a minute.
No.
Actually.
The first 3 chapters actually did make me laugh. So
yeah, it's pretty cool. That shit was funny when he found out it was a dolphin. Now that shit had me laughing because the way they revealed that her daddy was a dolphin, like they were just talking, and it was like, yeah, and they was like, motherfucker, that's a dolphin.
Like the thing that killed me about it all was the fact that they were like, oh, like he's this hard-boiled cop, and then like all of a sudden the dolphin shoots out the tires, and it's like, wait, they're both hard-boiled cops. Like, what the fuck? Like,
no, JJ, we not reading that until we off screen. We not gonna have this shit that happened last week.
Nope, I'm risking it. I'm gonna do it for you, JJ.
No. Hell no.
I'm doing it
because some people been dropping it just because it's the last chapter. How
long
long we been going for?
We over an hour, so I gotta do it.
All right.
Because once we pass the hour limit, that's when other stuff gets to. Oh my god!
Look at this shit. Look what you did, JJ.
Just the first page of this chapter is hitting kind of hard.
Listen, the young man just said, "Don't do it."
It's too late.
Oh my god! You know, open Pandora box. Fuck you, JJ. It's gonna ruin the mood like it did last week. They didn't.
Always so quiet when somebody reads a chapter.
Holy shit! It's because I'm not reading this out loud.
Hey, Brandon De La Cruz, listen, I'm not doing it right now. I'm not reading the chapter right now because I ain't finna have move go all the way down. Listen, JJ, you're better than this. You was in the fucking mud last week because everybody, read the chapter, and then that shit the stream went downhill after that. Fucking 5 minutes of silence. I expect it better from you, JJ.
Holy shit!
Oh my god!
What the fuck, bro?
Yeah, you see, people don't say that when they read wholesome chapters, JJ. I don't know who the fuck you trying to fool. They already told me how I roll.
Oh shit!
Also, my ass.
Fuck. Also, anybody mad at Denji for this chapter is wild to me. Like, if you read this chapter, you came away with "I'm gonna hate on Denji for this." Like, you wild.
He's feeling stuff with. Yeah, you're right. I'm feeling stuff with last week. And listen, De La Cruz. He don't usually say whole shit. Oh my god, this, that, the other. And he said that shit like fucking 4 times. Ain't no calm.
Fujimoto ain't miss. Nah, East.
Listen, because I read this. Apparently, it's a reveal, so we're gonna be discussing Chainsaw Man.
No, you read it because like it. You read it. Just read it right now. Just do it. Just do it. Take the bullet.
Man. This is because I love y'all. All right. If I didn't love y'all, I wouldn't be doing this bullshit right here, man.
I mean, I think he's got all the quirks that AFO has right now anyway. Like, I think like AFO might literally be running on nothing but duplicates. Hey, what up, Anzu? Did you read Chainsaw Man?
Oh, yes, I read Chainsaw Man. It was painful.
Yeah.
Where is East? Did he run away?
He left to go. He left to go read Chainsaw Man.
Oh, he's gonna cry, my nigga.
He is going to be hurt. This is like on one hand, I'm not surprised, but on the other hand, like for her to just come right out and say it all, that's what fucked me up.
It is the same thing for me, but I was waiting for that she said it in my eyes, because she's I see her like the devil. So she just said like the devil, like Lucifer, just he's showing you the answers, and he wants you to take the bad choice.
Like he's
being
like,
open card.
Like the choice he made to actually make sense. I'm not gonna lie. But like the response and the reaction, it all tracks. It's just I wasn't wow. Like Fujimoto has done a great job of like setting up what felt like yeah. So I expected this arc might lead to them going to hell, and I think that's what Denji is going to want to do to atone, and he's going to try to go to hell and get everybody mentioned in this chapter back. Because the chainsaw is the thing that like cycles things through anyway. So,
but it's only for the devils, but not for people's souls, though.
I mean, we don't know that though.
Okay.
Because like the chainsaw, like usually seems to be a devil that just ran through hell killing devils.
And the most painful thing was that she said to him, like, you know, I want you to make you to be the most happy man, but I will destroy it every time. You will have children, a wife, but they won't live long.
Yeah, like that, because it reminds me of what Yawak said to Ichigo during the 1,000-Year Blood War, where he was like, I will track you down. He's like, I'm not going to kill you here. I will wait until you have your greatest moment of happiness in the future, find that and kill you then. That's when I will take it from you. Except in this case, she's like, I'm not even going to let you get the suggestion of happiness ever again. And I'm like, what did I mean? Yeah, he did something bad, but he didn't do something that like fuck. Like, and like the thing is, like, okay, so what's weird about this though, because like we were talking about Shigaraki still on All For One in the chat and stuff, and I'm gonna wait till East gets back before like a little more Chainsaw Man comes up. But Shigaraki doesn't need to steal quirks. Because he's at such a powerful point right now that more than likely any quirks that he's stealing are going to be for distribution. I think he's going to be more or less like, yeah, let me take this from you. Yes, Cameron, go ahead and read Chainsaw Man. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to feel like you're going to be confused that I'm like this shook when you read like the first 20, 30 chapters, because you're gonna be like, this is the kind of series that can make people feel that way. And then you're gonna get to these like last 3-4 chapters, you're gonna be like, pain. All I know is pain. You know what? I got an extra dose of pain. I woke up this morning and for breakfast I had pain. Like,
we must suffer.
Yes, that's what like. No, because like JJ was like, do you think Makima took control of? And yeah.
All this suffering.
Pain.
Oh man, it is, you know, reading Chainsaw Man, the last 10 chapters, man. We didn't understand what's going on, really, man. I was like, okay, this happening. Think
about like Chainsaw Man went from two niggas having kick somebody in the nuts contest to what the fuck we've been experiencing these past 3-4 days. And I'm not spoiling it because I want y'all to read it and experience this for yourself and get the first shot. But understand, this series goes from something as funny as 2 people kicking a man in the balls because, like, during an arrest because they're mad at him.
Yeah.
And like the contest is like who can make him scream the loudest.
Yes. To
some shit that like will have you sitting there like, huh, maybe I don't need to live.
Bro.
We should have known something. We should have been ready.
What's that feeling?
JJ, I hate you. Anarchy, I hate you. Kamsi, I hate you. Anybody else that recommended this chapter, I hate you. I hate you. Anybody recommended it, I hate you niggas. Hey, Fujimoto, I hope you fucking fall downstairs, dog. Break your neck. I really do.
Oh, man.
I really hope a nigga fall downstairs and break his fingers.
Just the way that you're acting right now, you're making him the goat just by the way you're acting right now.
Bro, like,
damn.
Like if
my Griffith, yeah. Griffith step outside.
Makima is like
No. There was a one-time event Griffith pulled. This is internal. This is internal forever.
Yeah. I think Makima is worse than Griffith. Like,
no.
I gave you the dog.
If you don't have children, you will have them, but they won't live long. Damn, man, that's painful, bro. That's painful,
bro. Like, Reese was the warning, though. Like, once we saw the Reese plot, we should have known, like, this is how it was gonna be.
No, not this deep though.
Yeah, but like, you gotta, like, think about it. Like when somebody does a plot like Reese, like 30, 40 chapters in, they're basically telling you, I'm gonna fuck you up. Bro, because like, here's the thing, like, yes, Griffith does like a bad thing on one day, and like it's designed, and like technically Griffith does a bunch of good for a bunch of other people in the process.
Yes.
Makima,
we don't know our plan. We don't know our first.
We built different, bro.
Listen. Let me compare this. Okay, this is Griffith. I slaughter an entire village, right? All right, I slaughter one entire village, correct? Now, that's what Griffith did. The equivalence of Makima is I take out an entire country and then I keep them in poverty and build them to suffer everlasting suffering, time and time again. So I don't just massacre people one time. I keep doing it on repeated scale. That's the difference.
And like Griffith is was a human, like bound by like human lifespan. Based on the implications, Makima just been dicking humanity for a long time.
bro, listen. I'm trying not to spoil, but y'all niggas don't know. The United States president did something so indescribable just to take out Makima.
Yep.
And she's still moving.
Like the lengths people have gone to try to take this villain out, like, and the messed up thing is, I'm sad because the one downside is that y'all gonna go into Chainsaw Man reading it knowing she's the villain. Mm-hmm. Because you got it. Like when you like the whole thing is that as a fandom, like experiencing this week to week, it was like Makima got some weird question marks around her. like we were like, hold up, but she kind of sus. This is strange.
My fault, Brandon De La Cruz. My fault, Brandon.
At the moment that she killed,
it was the Reese chapter where we were like, hold up.
She don't want him to be happy.
Like, oh man, Chainsaw Man. I might have to give Chainsaw Man one of the. No, let me not mention doing a video when I've been slacking on doing videos.
Yeah,
bro. Even
man, you got it. I don't even want.
Oh shit!
Somebody read here, Fire Punch.
Hold up. We got Mr. Ian Waffles.
Yo, stop playing. Stop fucking.
Ian Waffles is arriving.
Ian, what's up, bro?
Hello.
We were gonna have Roger, but for some reason Zoom won't let him in.
Let's go.
Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes. A lot of
Okay, so I know you love this chapter because Deku.
Yeah, well, I love it because everything. The chapter was so dense. Like I don't think we've had a chapter in a long time that didn't have like an establishing page. We just went right in with Wyoming smash and just bam. Also with Deku attempting to kill villains, which is a thing he likes to do. I appreciate. He's that kid said, "I'm gonna put an end to this," so that was great. Yeah, no, Deku was just doing so good this whole chapter. I loved the ferocity of it. I love how all the different like minor mechanics he was doing, like wrapping up his arm to as a brace, or the fact that he yanked, like he shot out his black whip and grabbed Shigaraki by the leg and like lassoed him in like he was a dog and then uppercutted him. That was great. There was just so many good stuff. Obviously Ares in the chapter, so it's a 10 out of 10. It was just so good. And the Horikoshi keeps trying to convince me that Aizawa is cool. I think he succeeded. But he is super cool. Holy
He's wasting so much energy on that, right?
But when you read Vigilantes, you know why he's so cool, man. But he pull up in Vigilantes on his own. Now this guy is too cool.
Yeah. Well, the thing with Aizawa is that up until this arc, I was wrong. I was blinded, just like Aizawa has now been blinded. Rest in peace. But I always just looked at Aizawa for his quirk and how Horikoshi kept kind of having to write him out of stories, and especially in the overhaul arc where, which I have more appreciation for what he was doing with him then. But there's just so many points where it's like, all right, we need Toga to fight Aizawa so that he can get hurt a little bit. Then we need to get him taken out of the scene immediately. Yeah. And so, but looking back, I appreciate that every time that happened, it was because he was protecting his students, so it still ties into him. But this arc, if you wanted to make up for all that, have him be literally the most important character in the arc. He put the fear of God into Nomu. He is holding off the main villain, and he cut off his leg and survived the quirk erasing bullet. It was so good. Like here's the thing. I've never seen I've never felt more like Horikoshi was like, all right, Ian, I understand that for some reason you're not vibing with this character. I will do everything in my power to make you love him. And I'm like, all right, fine. You did it. Good job. He's cool. I get it. Shigaraki likes him. I like Shigaraki. Therefore, I like Aizawa. You got me. So, yeah, it's a good chapter. It's a light 10.
And like the thing is, what you said is true, because like people like to be like, well, Aizawa was not that, because like people don't properly contextualize that Toga moment as him being like, I need to protect Deku, not I'm trying to fight Toga. So people are like,
sorry, continue.
So yeah, like that scene is usually taken as like, oh, Toga's like super elite and better than Aizawa, in which I've seen like Ochako fans use to scale Ochako over Aizawa, which is
sure. I agree with that.
What?
No, but I think there's a point to saying that Horikoshi definitely so far made a specific point to when it got really dangerous to kind of write Aizawa out of the scene.
You have to remove, but now he's the most important character, and and it's so good. That's such a I love it. Like when he comes around the corner, like he's like the boogeyman to high ends, and that high end's like, hold on a second, it freaks out, and then he's like, don't worry, I'll erase it. He's like, oh God, Eraserhead's here, I'm gonna die.
Well, one of the things I like about it is he was like, my regeneration, my strength, all my things I was endowed with as a Nomu are gone. He gave it an existential crisis.
I know. Yeah. So here's the thing. Aizawa, again, like I said, and because of the fact that I was looking at it from a meta writing perspective, I missed all the character moments with him, like how much he loves his students, how much he really like the moment in the overhaul arc where he tells Deku to keep his chin up and stuff. I had just completely forgotten about that until the anime brought it back. I was like, yeah, because again, every time I saw Aizawa, my brain instantly went all right, how's Horikoshi gonna do this? Because it just he seems the most plot breaking character. So I was only looking at him as a plot breaking character. But now, since with the Shirakumo stuff and with all this stuff, with this character really being brought into the forefront, I've looked back and now I'm like, no, Aizawa's been good since the beginning. What a shock! Horikoshi did the thing where he builds up the character and then recontextualizes them, and then you go back and you're like, oh, they were always like that. They were always great. Cool. 10 out of 10. I love Aizawa. There you go.
About the plot breaking, I agree that really in terms of battle mechanics, for most villains, it was kind of, if Aizawa was there, it would have changed the entire mechanic.
Yeah.
But I think that pretty much early on, pretty much starting with Hosu arc, when we first get introduced to One for All for One, after Hosu arc, I think that is. We get more and more introduced into this idea of quirk erasing, quirk stealing, quirk taking, quirk transferring. At that point, he doesn't become plot breaking, but really more or less part of like the quintessential thing the whole thing is about.
He's a balancer.
And like one of the things that I think is important is that Aizawa's character represents, to a certain degree, the flawed perception of hero society anyway. Because if you look at Aizawa,
he's a good character.
Like here, let me ask you this. If you're looking at like Aizawa's performance right now, if you're looking at how he's like completely controlled the battlefield, does this not seem like a hero that would be like if you weren't thinking about scaling necessarily completely, does this not seem like a man that would be a top 10 hero?
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah. Just by what he's like willing to do and what he's capable of. He didn't even blink when he cut off his leg.
And like when you think back to his backstory, when he fought a high level threat, Aizawa is an example of being an extremely high tier that is just slept on.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's not really slept on. He does.
Well, nobody knows he is
purposefully
like
stay out of the spotlight. So
yes.
Yeah, I do. I think it's. Oh, sorry. You can go ahead.
Okay, like I said, it's because also his character, because he don't like to be the spotlight, and his quirk. If everybody knows his quirk, like he will. If he's known, everybody want to kill him as the first guy. You have to, and you know there's his teacher right now in UA.
Right.
So it was a too big target to put on him, really. But he has the skills to be the top 10 heroes for sure.
Oh, and I wanted to throw this out. I really love this minor, like this was originally like a joke all the way back in, like I think it was like chapter 20, the "You're So Cool" Eraserhead. And I really love that this is like forget Eraserhead's part in this. This is like low key the only like humanizing aspect of Shigaraki in this battle, in the sense of like, just like, how like Gentle loves his tea, or like Overhaul had like Shigaraki's in supervillain mode, like idealistic, here are my ideals and all these things. And his friends aren't around, so he can't really have like these heart-to-heart moments. But this tiny little like fanboy side of him that's
like
been there since chapter
fan,
20.
Right?
Yeah, but he's like the only one in universe to do this. This isn't like a meme in universe of like everybody loves Aizawa. Deku's like, oh, it's that guy. Yeah, I know, but he didn't recognize him immediately. But Shigaraki is actively hyping up a hero, first of all, the things he hates. And he's like, you know what? Just as a guy, you're so cool, Eraserhead. Gosh, man.
He's also, now that he brought back the whole game aspect, he's kind of like the final boss of this game Shigaraki is playing, right?
Yeah.
He's been playing since like season 1 or the first arc, or maybe second arc, I don't really know.
Which is crazy to think about, like also, because it's like the entire time, like if you think back to like when he was like, and you're wrong, Eraser, I am not the final boss. It was no, but in this case, like Aizawa is the final boss.
Yeah, he is the final boss.
Yeah, he's like a boss that like you have to get through a bunch of minions to get to. Like.
Yeah, and the boss like trained all his minions in like his own separate little story arc. To where now they're all super strong. But yeah, no, I just love that, because it could be very easy. And I love supervillain Shigaraki, him being like, these are my ideals and I will embody them. But what I've been waiting for is like, I need him to find out when Twice dies. I need to see how he reacts. I need to see how he comforts Toga, if any. I need to see, like, when Dabi's like, I hate you, blah, blah, blah. Is he going to be like, all right, but, you help me out, so whatever. Like, I need to see, like, these humanizing moments for him. So I love that just, like, tucked away in this little fight he's been having, with all the grandstanding and all these other things. He's like, man, that guy's here. That guy's so cool. Oh God, I love Eraserhead.
And the thing is that I love how true to character he is too, because like Shigaraki has always been like this weird like gamer meme lord boy.
Yes, that's what I think.
Because like even if we think back to like when he was like, man, Maki is too strong for just us to beat. He was like, it's too much HP.
I like that it's not gone away.
I hate it.
No, but you have to think about this, because he was always inside. He was
Yeah,
not. He
he's a
went
gamer.
outside, so he was playing games, video games, his whole life. So he saw the world as a video game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like
And
he's
now
like,
he has cheat codes.
Yep.
And there's still someone playing the game who can still do anything to me. It's like, dang it, that guy's so cool.
yeah, and like the thing is that
Speaking of references, Kayla pointed out all the Star Wars references and how many
Yeah,
cities there
I'm
were.
not gonna let him get away with Cloud City, but there's more.
Yeah, Cloud City, Mosu City equals Mos Eisley.
Oh,
Navarro
okay.
City X is Navarro from Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Karamari equals Mon Calamari, the Admiral Akbar species.
But calamari, isn't that?
And
Ooh.
Oda City equals Kashyyyk
Fish.
region, the ice planet.
What?
That's awesome.
These are all Star Wars references for the cities.
Yeah, all the cities that Gigantomachia is gonna knock over, they're all Star Wars references. Most of them.
Oh.
We all acknowledge that Gang Orc is dead, right? We saw his hand.
also
We all saw that.
Yeah.
Some people are upset
Okay.
that we counted him out the paint. I
So
don't
He
know
is
whether
paint.
it's they Gang Orca fans or they just like mad about like they consider all-
Ian.
I just slipped it in. It's fine. He didn't hear me.
Wait, what the hell did you just say?
He said he is
Nothing.
paint.
No, I was completely fine with Gang Orca getting bitten off because I don't need him to fight anybody because what stands out to me about Gang Orca is all the memes around him in universe. Like he's in the top 10 or he's like the number 2 of most hero who looks like a villain. He has this really funny personality. He loves kids or whatever. So to me,
He has a
he's
time
enough
for
of a
tie,
character
which
that
is the stupidest idea ever.
yeah, his
No.
tongue tie. He has enough personality around him that I didn't care if he didn't get a fight. He's a character to me. So
He was
Yeah.
a world building character in my eyes because
Yeah.
he was a transformative type. But even if you're a hero, people will make tops of you
We do
about
agree.
how villain that you look. so it was he was a character who showed the inside of the My Hero Academia society. That was beautiful to see that. And
yeah,
how he
and
was
he's just
I
funny.
think the one thing I would have liked to explore a little bit more, maybe with him, but also with Hero Society overall, with him as an example, maybe would be retiring Age of Heroes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That
the
would
thing
be a
is
fun
kind
little
of
detail.
All Might retired apparently with around 50, I guess.
Yeah, Sandra.
Endeavor is now 47, 46, and he's not
He's
going to make it
something
much
up on
longer
the-
as number 1. And Gengoka is, I think, the third. Yorai Musha aside, who we don't really know much about. Gengoka, I think, is at this point the third oldest major hero we know, right? He's 40 in his early 40s. All the
Oh,
others
okay.
are 30, around 30 to late 30s.
Well, how old's Endeavor?
He's 46. I mean,
Okay.
it's kind of All Might was the oldest. Yoramusha aside, because we don't know anything about Yoramusha.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
All Might was 50 around. I
I've
guess
seen somebody.
Endeavor
I've
is
seen the
46.
counts. Endeavor. I mean, All Might is more than likely 56.
Yeah,
Yes,
he's in his
around
50s.
60.
I
Yeah,
mean,
around
how
60.
old?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
All Might is older than Endeavor by far.
Yeah,
They
I
got
thought he's
good about it.
52, which would make him 6 years older than Endeavor.
make this old man
He might
proud.
be even older. He might be even older.
Somebody actually did the calcs. I can't
Yeah,
find
Ocean
it right
did.
now.
Yeah.
But,
Oceans did it.
No,
It's
Ocean's
50s.
got it from Sandra.
Oh, okay. Well,
Sandra-
I thought he added a few things to it for the video.
Who's
just-
He might-
35?
I don't know.
It's
He might
just
have
that I
added something, but
realized
he
that
did it.
that all the older heroes, Endeavor aside, who took All Might's position, in the new ranking that we got, all the older heroes like Gang Orca, he dropped, and we kind of wondered why did Gang Orca drop? He was so cool, and he's one of the few heroes that we know. But the thing is, he's kind of on the older side, so he's dropping. Yoremusha was also dropping a little bit, and all the young heroes who are in their 20s and 30s are coming up. So I'm
Coming
kind
up.
of thinking, at what's the retiring age? Is it normal that they don't really make it to 40, and Gang Orca is really on his way out already?
Yeah, that'd be interesting to know.
Wait, King Orca is 35.
He's 35.
Now,
Dude,
I don't know.
the other thing is,
I'm gonna see it right now because I saw the chat, so I'm curious.
every town that Maki is about to go through
Yeah.
is probably going to not have heroes in it.
Yep, because
I
no.
didn't think it was 40. I thought it was 40.
yeah, because I said weren't all because Uraraka even finishes that chapter or the page with wait, weren't most of the heroes assigned to this mission?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
there's
looking.
nobody.
It's we've been talking about so many things, but I'm looking at this. Also, now that I'm looking at the final panel again, just small little details.
Maki's hand.
Oh no, not Makia's hand. It's the people. Like there's a cat girl
Yeah,
walking.
they're
Yeah,
dead.
there are a few people on this
And the
panel.
train that he's about to hit.
Yeah.
They haven't really seen that they are dead yet.
Well, there's the thing though. There's a woman who's on her balcony.
Yes, he's
staring,
35. He's 35.
Looking to her left directly in the direction of Makia. So more than likely she just turned around after she heard the building start to break and
she was like, "Oh hey," boom, dies.
Yeah.
By the way, that was really scummy of him to like. I don't think this is actually Midoriya's apartment, but those are Midoriya's apartment looking buildings where his mom lives.
I mean,
So,
I guess
I doubt it's there. I doubt it's theirs. Like they probably look similar in a lot of Japan.
I mean, he lives in Musutafu, and that's not in Musutafu. Musutafu is like in Shizuoka around, and they are on the other side of this weird.
Damn, Sayas was really putting in the work to know. Like,
no, I've just looked at the Japanese map to look where this mountain is. I mean, they mentioned these two prefectures.
Yeah.
And I looked where they were, and they are not where Shizuoka is.
Oh, fun point thing to point out. I can't speak. I'm just happy I made it to the stream, guys. Thank you.
I'm happy you made it too.
We're happy too, man.
Well, thank you. So I love that Horikoshi brought back the phrase that Deku was using back when he earned Black Whip, where he's like, "My origin, my dreams. When I think about that, I feel like I can do anything." And he gave that to Shigaraki, where Shigaraki's like, "My dream, my origin. When I think about it, I can do anything." And I'm like, I get it.
That's why the previous chapter was called Plus Ultra.
Yeah, you're right. I'm like, I get it, Shigaraki. You're the protagonist now. Can we give Deku back his spotlight? He's not been around for a while. Nope.
This is his saga. This is the Rise of Villain saga. Shigaraki is the MC right now.
Yep. Yeah, I know, but it's so funny that he's just like, my dreams, my hopes and desires to kill everyone. I won't let them destroy my purity. It's like, all right, buddy.
Look, there's always like a bit. Also, all right, Ian, I got to ask you this because I asked everybody. Do you think Ryukyu lost her fingers?
Do you think, which hand?
If you remember both hands, he's pierced both hands.
Yeah, well, I think because I know originally she like clasped him like between the two hands, and then he like flipped his hand up, and one of them fell out, like went off his back. So I think he like literally flipped those backwards, like reverse broke them.
Oh shit!
Yeah, but to be honest, I mean, a few broken fingers are not the worst thing that happened.
Well, the thing is,
I think, but I have a question because I think myself that one of her hand blew up though with her when he used his air pressure thing.
Yeah.
So one of her hands just blew up, no?
Possibly. It's a bit messy in that area, but he gets literally clasped in between, and the panel he's in when he's inside is like dark, like he's because he's covered. And then the next panel he just goes yeet, and then he moves his hand up, and that hand just goes flying back. And I don't know if it went flying back, or if it just like broke backwards. But that's in chapter 281, so you can go check that.
It looked like he was punching some of her fingers.
Yeah, through her hands.
He punches through one of her hand, and then she clasps him in the middle, and then he knocks the other one back.
So yeah, like I'm trying to figure out if he just like completely ripped off her fingers in this one, where he like just pulled his arm through. Because because we don't.
I know. Yeah, sorry.
Like we don't see him take his arm out of her hand ever.
Yes, that's why.
Which I love.
So I really
shout out to Bakugo for getting one of the bullets.
Yeah. Gave him one of the most important moments in this chapter, and like it was done like super fast. But
yeah, but that's Bakugo for you. Him just being like, oh, he's got a bullet, probably in hands, probably boom, got one.
By the way, I really want to mention this something I thought about last chapter, but since I wasn't there, I just want to say it now. I really liked how when Horikoshi brought the quirk erasing bullets back, he had like every character that was somehow interesting in that, for whom getting hit by a quirk eraser bullet would be narratively interesting. Had them in the scene. Like there were like these four characters, but being Deku, Bakugo, Endeavor, and Aizawa, for whom all getting hit by the bullet makes sense, was discussed at length in the community. Deku less so because he's the main character, but
so it creates suspense.
Endeavor and Aizawa. So it's kind of, you could imagine every one of them being attacked by the bullet and kind of seeing reasons why and why not they should be hit. And I really thought that was really cool that he had like these three characters there. And
because it keeps them in your head. Yeah, because it keeps them in your mind, and you're like, oh god, anyone.
Yeah, but it also shows that either either the fans interpreted the story exactly like Horikoshi wanted them to interpret it, or he's listening to fan communication and things while you're discussing about Bakugo being hit by Quirker Racing Ball. There's the Quirker Racing Body, and there's Bakugo, but he's not gonna get hit.
Yep.
I think it's a combination of both. One of the things, like another small detail I like about this chapter is that in the spread, part of the reason there's so many ice chunks is because like Shoto managed to also put ice in the way so that Shigaraki didn't touch Deku, which I think is
that warmed my heart seeing a Todoroki and Deku combo. I was like, oh, my heart. They used to try to kill each other in that one fight. And then he was like, oh, my friend needs me. And then he went and fought Stain with him, and they're buddies. I like it.
Well, like we haven't gotten Shoto and like Deku together in a while. I don't think we've had
since Stain.
Yeah, like we haven't had the opportunity. So
well, they've talked and hung out and had like character moments together, but in terms of like a fight, because Deku was the one who was like, hey Todoroki, your character arc would suggest that you would forgive your dad. And he's like, dude, Deku, you're like the best guy ever. He doesn't say it, but he says it in his face, and I could tell.
Let's see. Is Ryukyu safe now? There's no safe.
Nah.
Ryukyu I just saw her hand. I just saw her hand literally exploded. Her hand exploded literally.
You checked?
So
nice.
So yeah, like I think it exploded too. That's why I was asking. Like,
I hope it exploded. Because
I'm like, I think she doesn't have hands anymore. Like
she doesn't get hands, man.
Like the way people are like getting fucked up. Like that's the other thing is that like when people are talking about like seeing the deaths, in exchange for not getting to see a bunch of deaths happen, like completely, we're getting a lot of maiming left and right.
I really do hope he takes a note from Chainsaw Man and literally just copies the scene where it's like, these people died, and you just read it, because it would be way more haunting to be like, oh, like, for example, we're like, is Midnight alive? Is Midnight not alive? When all the dust settles, I would love for it to be like, here are the heroes who died. Midnight's like, oh, so she really did get wrecked back there. And that just makes it more haunting and scary that we didn't see it.
But I want. I want this counting losses just by naming the list or seeing the memorial stone with the names in it. Mm-hmm. Whatever. I think that.
In the case of Midnight, in the case of Midnight, I'm positive that Gas Mask is coming up with like either her whip or something that indicates that he was killed by her. Because it wasn't like she just fell or she was just dusted like everybody else. It's like she fell, broke her leg, and she was beat up, and that nigga pulled up on her. And other people were right behind her. That nigga was right there, and the other people right behind her. So
with a mask,
gas mask gonna pull up with her whip.
Anyway, on a different note, because I like Endeavor, I have to talk about him. Last week he charged like this final attack, right?
Mm-hmm.
This one where he said like, "This is the last bit of power I have," if I remember correctly. And this attack, did he not attack? Still charge it? Did he miss? I did not.
He missed.
I was gonna say.
I think we didn't really see like this major attack from him that would.
No.
We saw him miss a hit. That's what I know.
Yeah, he was.
I just wondering, is that final charge attack, or did he just not attack in the end?
Yeah. He charged past week. He was charging. He was going to hit, like do a combo with Deku.
Yeah.
But Shigaraki happened.
But I wonder.
I'm pretty sure.
Did Shigaraki just dodge and we just didn't see this major attack because it just
no.
in the chaos? Or did Endeavor not attack?
No. He attacked. He attacked. We see the punch. We see the punch early, but he just sped the speed. You see the speed at one moment in the chapter. How?
Yeah. I know. We see one chapter where he hits and doesn't. Where he hits something and doesn't hit.
So chapter page 8. So at the moment that he was going to hit, I forgot his name. Shigaraki. Shigaraki sped up. I don't know how he did it. But after the explosion, he jumped. I see it. He just judged it. He judged it from like one hair. He just judged it. So yeah.
He seemed to dodge. That was why I was asking, because we didn't really see like a massive fire attack. We just saw this fist attack. Mm-hmm. And I was wondering if this is the attack he was charging, and if it missed, it would mean that, judging from what we heard last chapter, Endeavor's essentially out of the fight, right?
Yep.
Well, his baby boy is here to give him a little bit of a heal up, so we should. I just mean he has
cool him down a little bit.
Yeah, he could cool him down.
Also, though, like I think that whole big explosion mess, like based on the fact that Shigaraki's face was partially melted, I don't think that's from Deku's Wyoming smash.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I do think he took some fire damage.
Ooh. Yeah,
By the
so
way,
that's
that's a super funny shot.
Yeah.
Because
Of
like
him just like literally flicking it, like he leaves and then he sees everyone's gonna attack him. He goes, get away. And he just like flicks his hand and there's this giant air blast. It's hilarious.
yeah, like he's like he throws like the one bullet and then like Bakugo's like no, and like you got like the Wyoming smash and all this stuff happening just because he like flicked his fingers at Eraser.
It's so funny. I love it.
Also though, like that had like I like the fact that we kind of touched on the fact that like because this is an injection, it takes time to travel. Because like with Mirio, like there like you see the delay, but like you can never tell if it's like artistic choice, right? Like if it's just
actually
dramatic.
I found something that helps it even more. So when Tamaki got hit, he said a few lines and then he's like, don't worry, I'll get him. And a tiny bit of the squid comes out and then it stops.
Yeah.
So that means that there was time for it to spread. And the only thing we know about this new bullet is just that it does it forever. There's nothing said about like it does it faster. Yeah. So that was already set up, which is good.
Like he did this in motion. So this was like a quick, like when he said, I can handle this nice and rationally without hesitation, that was one swing.
Yes.
Also, Aizawa's knife has been a Chekhov's gun for cutting off his own leg the entire series.
Which is hilarious. Well, he's used it for its actual purpose in the series, but it's always in like the tiniest of panels because it's supposed to be for like a Toga situation where if someone gets in the wrap and can hurt him, he just cuts it off. He's done that twice. He did it against Toga and he did it against Todoroki and Momo. Whenever Todoroki did his giant ice wall, the ice was spreading up his tape and he cut it off. But it's in like the smallest panel ever, so small that I don't think the anime even did it because they probably missed it.
Like
even page 9, the face of Shigaraki with his broken teeth.
He looks so good.
It is really the devil, the demon lord, man.
Well, the one of the things that I like, and it's a really small detail, is that specifically that like the page 8 and 9, when you look at the bottom right panel, there's blood, but you can see his teeth. But then like as soon as you move up, he not only accounts for like the passage of like movement, but time. And so there's more blood covering the teeth on the right side because he's been bleeding that much. Yeah. Like it's a small detail that you don't really have to do in a manga, but he did it anyway, just like the skin is like ripping more. Yeah, like
even you see like he's like his jaw like falling off of his mouth of his face literally on the page 8. So
question for you guys. So do we think that because he definitely scratched Aizawa, but did he scratch his eyes?
I don't think he managed to get his eyes.
No, I don't think he got his eyes. I mean, if he got his eyes, why would we bother with cutting off his leg, right?
Yep.
Well,
we can still see his left eye.
Yeah.
We can still see his left eye. Like I can see his iris and stuff. So I think his right eye might be like a little closed.
I didn't mean like he took him out. I mean like the Nomu situation to where like whenever he gets healed, he can't use it anymore because we've gone like it can't heal.
People need a cutter right now. They need to keep because Shigaraki became a Highlander, man. We need to cut his head off.
Yeah, I mean for the narrative purpose that it serves here still works, like because he's out of the fight, so like that still checks out. But I'm just wondering, like usually there's consequences for these things, and it looks like you see before he got scratched, there was no blood on his face, but then we see like 3 different streams coming out of his eyes, and they look bloody. So I'm just wondering, is it like a Nomu thing where they're damaged, but they're so like we don't have Recovery Girl around for a while, so who knows if it's gonna last a really long time now, and he's effectively corkless.
Right, I'm looking for that panel after he was scratched.
Like I think that's just blood blood from the top of his head going in his eye.
Yeah, I think that's his forehead. I think that's exactly where we saw his fingers stick in.
Yeah, because like if you look, like that bloodline tracks with where his pointer finger was on Aizawa's
right,
face.
but if you go to page 9, he finishes his swipe. Like his hand doesn't get knocked aside. He finishes it across his face, and you see blood. So I was just wondering, like, I think he went all the way down.
Yeah, I think the stroke, but because he got hit, I think the angle got like a little bit.
This stroke might have hit from where he had his pointer finger to his eyelid, but I think the other eye is still open, right?
He can still use the other eye, so he might have gotten hit, but like I don't think.
Well, I mean, Shigaraki's healed, so
Yeah.
But that's because he also flinched, so I don't know.
Well, no, that's not from earlier. Like when he says you flinched, he didn't blink there. He still kept his eye open even after cutting off his leg. That's why Shigaraki went to finish him up.
I know, but like when he says, "But even you are bound to flinch," that means like his whole goal here is to get him to flinch.
Yep.
Yeah.
At least to flinch. At least.
Like he's like not. I don't think he was 100% expecting to actually be able to finish him. But like, if I can mush his head, great. But I think he was more over like, okay, if I go for his face and I'm that close, he has to like flinch, or I get to take his eyes.
Yeah. I was just clarifying that whenever he cut off his leg, he did not blink then.
Yeah.
Like he because I need Aizawa to keep his W that he cut off his leg, and he's just
one
like
of the biggest W's. It's one of the biggest W's.
My big question for you guys: how will the anime adapt it?
They won't. They'll censor the heck out of it.
Man,
I just for a second. So sorry, I don't know. I really want to see this animated because it's kind of confusing. I always these action panels for me are always difficult to track what's happening. So I can't wait to have this animated.
The animation. I'm hoping the studio bones go full on it because what they did to Kirishima in the overall arc, I was fucking mad. So,
wait, Kirishima, Mirio got did dirty. I thought Kirishima was done.
No, I think he means that they got
Kirishima, they didn't really.
Censorship was they did really bad because he was bleeding as hell. He
hardened his blood.
His skin got punched off.
Yeah, because it just a minor tangent. It just does take away a little bit of the message of like, yeah, you go in there and you get destroyed, but you do it to save someone. If then Kirishima goes in and he just gets like, ooh, I'm a little beat up, guys. Ooh, but in the manga, he's like a corpse.
Yes.
So it shows like this is what happens when you go in to protect people, but it's worth it.
Yeah,
whereas in the anime, it's like this is what happens. You get like, ooh, you get hurt.
He had armor on and got all of his skin punched off, then hardened the muscle fibers to keep going.
Yeah, then he had the blood armor, then he had the muscle fiber armor.
He went all for it. He really went really all for it, man. Damn. So when I saw it in the anime, I was like, okay, wait, did I miss something? I just went back to the manga, and I saw the blood. I was like, yeah, they did it again.
I think it's just because he's a child, and they didn't want to do it to his face. But they like messed up Deku's arm during the muscular fight, so I don't know what their standards are.
Man, really, even for Mirio, that was the one who really hurt me because I really loved this chapter in the manga, how well it was done. I was thinking to myself, the anime, they can do something really great with it, and we get some slideshow.
Well, Anaki will defend it, and he has a good reason, I think.
Because they don't want.
I understand it.
If it, in my eyes, if they had like add some more action scene, it would had like stolen Deku's moment in my eyes.
Well, I just think they just did it because it looks like an artistic choice. I just think they could have expanded on it more. But I understand the disappointment because I was disappointed. But I don't think it was because they were lazy. That's all I'll say. Yeah, it was not because they were lazy. It's clearly an artistic choice. I just think they could have done a little more with it. Not even animation, but just literally do like they do in like the Marvel openings where they just like take a shot from the movie and they grab the character, make that a layer, and then make the background a layer, and you just move the characters along the background. Like just make some sort of movement, but instead it was like boom, click, boom, click, boom, like an actual slideshow. But whatever. By the way, I love Shigaraki's cloud hair. I love that it's all white and it looks scary. And it's unfortunate that they'll never be able to replicate that in the anime.
Man, like we talked about last week.
That's not their fault.
They set the anime up anyway.
Yeah, it's not their fault.
I get mad every time I look at the Volume 3 cover now. Just because, like, the Bones did nothing wrong giving him blue hair. Like, that's what he gave them. And, like, now it's going to be this huge thing until the end of time.
Ooh, on Gigantomachia, he has a few other weird augmentations. The stones on his back are different, and he has a new hand. Like, his hand has, like, these, like, veins coming out of it. So this must be, like, attack kill mode, whereas before it was just kill mode, you know? And then there's
Yeah.
probably like murder attack kill mode, and I don't even want to see that one. Probably where like sprouts wings.
Damn. Oh.
So
We got already the first victim. We got already on the last page. We see already the first victims of Gigantomachia.
Yeah.
now, guys,
Yes.
obviously they're gonna defeat Gigantomachia. So how do you see Sue, Uraraka, and Ida teaming up to beat him? Come on, give me your theories. What are they
I
gonna do?
see this old
Simple.
grandpa with his grandson beat Gigantomachia. That's gonna happen.
They're gonna block just like Shinso.
It's simple. Uraraka's gonna touch him. He's gonna start floating, and then
Ida's
Sue's
gonna reciprocal kick him into space.
Yeah, like Sue's gonna pass him to Ida, and then he's gonna like hit him with like the primary
Technically,
bonus.
she can handle
would be a
this.
good idea.
Listen. I need y'all to start capping because we all know this is going to be Overhaul 2.0 and Araka. Ochako ain't gonna do nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's what Twitter just said. You know, Ochako ain't gonna do nothing this arc again. It's gonna be Overhaul 2.0.
No, I actually think Shinso would be a good idea against Gigantomachia.
You know what? You know what? I will tell you something. We know what can happen because you know who get the quirk of Uraraka? Toga. If Uraraka activates floats on Makia, she can
You're saying
suppress it. Yeah.
See,
that's the hilarious thing about it.
Does that work?
We don't know if it works that way.
What?
It'd be interesting if it works.
We have no idea if that's how it works or not. So I won't like hard. But if that does,
that'd be the funniest thing ever if literally that's how they defeat Makia. Is that Uraraka's like, wait a sec, my quirk breaks the story, boop, and then Sue just throws him into space.
I mean, it would be similar to
With the help of Ida. With the help of Ida.
Yeah,
I
what
want
the hell?
Shinso to do it. Not just Shinso. Hello, Makia. Where are you going? And he just asks, Master. I'm going to my master.
Koda?
And then that's it.
Oh, you mean Koda?
Yeah.
Shinso.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant the guy who talks to animals and he was gonna like control him. He's gonna be like
Makia.
Makia.
It's not an animal, right? Now that I mention, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. By the way, is
Beast.
that Sunny?
I think he's a
Sunny on the
person.
ground?
Well,
Yeah,
Godzilla is a
Sunny
kaiju, so no, that's not Sun Eater. Sun Eater is
Okay,
Sun
thank
Eater
goodness.
coming out there.
Okay, thank goodness.
That's the I think Aniki said that was Brave, Mr. Brave, and I think he's correct because I looked at Mr. Brave's outfit again, and it does match.
Oh, rip Mr. Brave. That guy was gonna pull out his own hair to be a hero. Good guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was.
I don't know.
Like, so the thing is that one of the things that I've really liked about this art, and I talked about how like Twice and Gran Torino are getting these very like deaths where it's like, well, that happened. Like,
But I think Gran Torino's safe. I think Gran Torino's safe because they said they could save him. I don't think he's gonna die. I don't think he's gonna live, but I think he's like not dead yet. I think he's gonna die with like some last words.
if the old man, okay. Also, because
I
we
hope
talked about that Gran Torino thing and like being the grandfather and all that other stuff. Here's the other reason why I don't like it. It means he let Nana be a single mother.
I know. Makes Gran Torino a bit more not so cool.
Basically everything about Gran
Shigaraki would not
Torino,
call him cool.
like everything about Gran Torino as a person becomes like dog shit if he's the grandfather.
Yeah, no,
Well,
they are just good friends.
that's if they leave it as it is. If he
Fair.
survives and we get like reasons behind it, then it can flesh him out more. But if it's literally like he's dead, Horikoshi says in some interview like, yeah, he was the grandfather, then yeah, that completely kills a lot of his characterization.
I would hate that. Yeah.
Turns out Brave was with the hospital team. That's what Kamsi said.
Okay.
So he's probably fighting no movie still alive.
That armor is
Mr. Brave is
amazing.
he's just wasting his quirk. I mean, it's a stupid quirk, but it's also not the
What you're
stupidest
talking about,
quirk.
guys?
You're a
many
stupid
heroes.
squirt.
Excuse me.
Who are you talking about?
A sword?
But the thing is, if you have the ability to kind of harden your hair into swords, why would you just use it as a normal sword? I mean, you could just bring a sword.
You know what says?
You can't sneak a sword through a metal detector.
You don't know the specs of this quirk. What if it's harder than a sword?
That's true.
Sai is
What if
just
it's harder than
dissing
steel?
people like this. Damn. His whole life is about his hair.
There's
Respect this
probably
man.
so much
Respect this
more
man.
stuff he could do, but he's just using a sword.
Listen, you know what? You worry about your 300,000 civilians, okay? We'll worry about Mr. Brave over here, okay? It's just to say, so you worry about your 300 people. That's 300,000 people that's gonna die. Y'all need to be focused on that. All right. What y'all need to be focused on? How y'all getting them out of there? Because they all
The
dead.
question-
It has to be. I've just looked at the map of Japan where this is supposedly at. It has to be much more than 300,000 because it's like through the Kyoto region, the Osaka region. It's huge.
Tell me, Sayas,
that's important
send me
to
the
remember, though?
send me the map, please. The link
He's
for the
just
map,
softballing.
so I can.
the
No,
amount of deaths.
I just put. I mean, those are all invented places for the most part, I think. But the prefectures that I mentioned those are real. So I've just looked at where the prefectures are, and
And that's how
then
you can map it out.
I thought the prefectures there.
so that's the prefecture. Where did they say that?
So one of the things though to remember is that since people are getting the warning and Makia isn't running through these cities to destroy them, there's really no good excuse for us to have like hundreds of thousands of people to die from Makia's run, because all those people, like there's an emergency broadcast going on right now, and I guarantee you a lot of these people are like, well, I guess I gotta leave.
But he's gonna kill someone. That's all that matters.
He is gonna kill lots of people.
That's all that matters.
Actually, on a key to combat that on low key, people may try to step up out on their own.
Ooh, that too, because
we already seen that 3 months prior when the glass room king was going shit.
Yeah.
And they was like, nigga, we ain't got time to wait for all these heroes and shit. So yeah, I can see
And then
people
Endeavor
trying to
was
be
like, get back.
Well,
yeah, because ain't even no heroes in the streets right now. Mind you.
Like that's what I said. Like no matter what happens this arc, the villains basically get a W from their ideological perspective because it's still going to cause what they want to happen to start happening.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if the heroes win, I'm wearing a clown suit. Like, there's no other option. We deserve it because we've been preaching this whole time that the villains are gonna win.
Listen, I got good news for you. You won't have to wear that clown suit. It's only one person on the internet be wearing a clown suit. That's motherfucking Rex Zor.
Yeah. Question: what do we think? So, what's this new thing on Todoroki's belt? Because that's new, where he has like these. Because not the
rectangular boxes.
Yeah, those
grenades.
are new. That'd be awesome. He just has bombs.
I can't. Yeah, but I'm curious about what those are too.
But he like Bakugo, he has like his own like grenades.
No, but they're just
his
bombs.
own
They're just actually bombs.
But
nah, bro. See,
he justifies it by saying
working it.
There's two PPs in there. You can see the two circles.
to go with his fifth PP. Yeah.
No. Now he's 6 PP man.
Oh, he's evolved. Oh my gosh, you're right.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Kamzi. The day when the heroes disappear from the streets, that line does hold a lot more meaning right now. Shout out to Kamzi.
Well, so here's something that's interesting. So obviously Horikoshi didn't put the wizard glass ball man for nothing, rest his soul. He didn't have him be like, hey, Endeavor's gonna ruin the world and I have a prophecy that Endeavor is the light that will destroy us. Like that's got to come to fruition. So how does Endeavor directly destroy the world? Because he's not responsible for Shigaraki waking up.
I don't think it's the fact that he himself does it. I think it's his past actions. If we think about it like this,
destroy hero society.
I think if the theory correct that Dabi brought Skeptic to expose him into the entire world. Not only had the heroes brought kids into war, they failed to protect the citizens, and now you unleash this demon, and now you got the top one hero exposed for his crimes and what he did to his child. That's inevitably that's the shining light who was getting people off their asses to do better, basically bringing the entire society back down.
Yep, because you got
okay, good. That's all I wanted to know.
Yeah, like you couple that with the fact that he's going to be like, because he's the leader of the era, so there's that too. So they're following him into this battle, into this war. You've already seen like the discouragement from like the crime rate going up. So it's like the villains don't respect Endeavor as much as they respected All Might. So that there's like society has that. Then it's like, well, this nigga isn't even worth respecting because he did X, Y, and Z. Plus the fact that they had to dedicate so many heroes to this mission means that a bunch of towns, even if those people do escape, are gonna sit there knowing that I lost my house, I lost my cousin, my baby, my pet, whatever, because all the heroes were doing an unsuccessful strike team anyway. We might as well.
Which caused this whole destruction, right? I mean, it wouldn't have happened if.
Yeah. So we might as well just be like out here in these streets pulling up with the stickies.
They might not even be able to go to America because they'll be like PR nightmare. They're gonna be like Japan imports children to America for war efforts. It's like no, send them back.
And that's my thing too about that, like people stepping out. If listen, Maki has a projectile attack. I don't care he has one projectile attack because they didn't get like too many as is. I'm pretty sure he has one projectile attack or something like that.
He also
Especially
has
with
some
the look
armor
on
he
his,
hasn't used yet.
yeah, especially with the stuff on his hands right now. If any one person attacks Maki, I'm pretty sure he doesn't have like a precise laser beam, like some excellent shit. Like I'm pretty sure he doesn't have that. I'm pretty sure that's a fucking massive AoE cannon explosion. So if I attack Maki from the left, 300 feet away, that thing could use one attack. That's probably destroying 5 city blocks. That's just one attack. Somebody attack him from the right.
Like I told
that's
you,
another 5 blocks.
He's a walking posterous.
Yeah. So even if he go through a straight B line, he's still taking out fucking citywide blocks, regardless. Even if people start like trying to make it out whatever, it's like the count is still going up because somebody gonna try something. I'm pretty sure even like if they try some heroes to try to stop him from whichever way or whatever, which would be stupid. Man,
you get also the villains on his back.
Yeah, and then there are villains on the side of him rolling too.
Yeah. We also had another character death this chapter. Rest in peace, Exlis's cape. He gave a lot of really cool shots for Shigaraki.
The real number 6 hero.
What?
Like no, hold on, Sayas. I'm not gonna let you be like, oh, Exlis's cape wasn't super cool.
No. I didn't realize that it was gone. I'm
yeah, it's gone. I know. Oh, so you're
why is it gone?
Okay. So you're cool.
I know. Look, the cape did too much.
How dare you,
I know.
Deku.
It was putting in so much work.
Look, here's the thing, right? That cape was Shigaraki has already done Endeavor's pose on them. He's already just broken their fingers, beat their asses, forced them to chop off their legs.
Exploded their hands, man.
Taking the pretend 6 hero out.
I know.
This nigga said to pretend.
Because Cape is the number 6 hero. He didn't need to be dripping on these niggas that hard. He was all like, why you gotta flex on them and everything, including drip? With another nigga's drip.
See, here's the problem, because this really puts a kind of a mark in Horikoshi's writing for Shigaraki's character arc, because if he's taking in these people, if he's like, oh, I'm the new generation, he takes in Exlis's cape as a part of his being, but he lets it get destroyed. Is that saying that he no longer cares for his friends? Is this like a low-key like setup for the betrayal of Shigaraki's humanity? I don't know if I'd be cool with that, guys. You gotta convince me out of this.
I'm not sure
really
if you're not interpreting too much into the scene.
I don't know. Last chapter, I wasn't on stream, so I wasn't able to do this. But we got confirmation that Eri is in fact Santa Claus. So I don't know if I feel like you guys are missing a lot when I'm not here. So I'm glad I'm back to make these statements. All right, I'm gonna stop talking now.
First
now, a prediction for the future. Do you think Rocklock, who is just being there for a while now and not really doing anything, do you think he's gonna do something?
Yes,
he has to. He has his
he's gonna block the blood loss of Aizawa from his leg.
I'm not gonna let y'all cap on Rocklock like that. Hold on, he been supporting my boy Aizawa up, and he held Shiggy Cake back. He held Exodus Cake back for a split second. So all that cap.
It's just at this point there are so few heroes here on the scene, and
everybody
they all
died
have
already.
a specific purpose. And Rocklock is kind of.
Everybody
I wonder if he's gonna do something.
Right now, Manuel's job is to
he already did. He put in his work already. He's done. All right.
Manuel's job is to keep Aizawa's eyes gloriously moisturized, and Rocklock's job is to keep him able to walk, especially now that he only has one leg.
Yep.
I'll just say it differently. Always since the overhaul arc, thought that of all the characters introduced, there Rocklock was like the most likely for self-sacrifice.
Yeah, he has
the
a
kind
family.
of character that would just.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, right.
Yeah, no,
so there's no way he's gonna get. Yeah,
Hmm?
well, there's no way. What I mean is, there's no way that he's gonna just get like casually killed off, because he's been set up to have something that we could, as the audience, can go like, no, his wife and child. Oh God, Rocklock.
Right.
So so it's got to come back. I would hope. Maybe Shigaraki throws another bullet and Rocklock's like, not this time. Grabs it midair and like freezes it in space. That would be great. That's what he does.
Rocklock, when he dies, it's going to be for one of the kids.
Yeah, I think there's gonna be like
that
a
would be good.
sacrifice.
Yeah, so
Throwing
he's gonna
himself
be like,
in between.
it'll be like he'll literally probably say something like, "I've got a kid of my own at home."
Or
Maybe for
maybe,
Deku,
I would never be able to face another
he's
parent.
gonna
after
push
he killed his
Aizawa away, who's about to sacrifice himself, because he's also kind of a character who would do that.
So
And
what
I
you're
think
saying
Aizawa was
is,
out.
Sacrifice himself instead of Aizawa for one of the kids.
so it's gonna be that
Right.
meme where somebody's like, "No," and then the other person
Right.
like wraps around their body, and then the
We
other
need
person.
you more than myself.
Let me die, please. I need to look cool.
They need you more than me.
Yeah.
We
That
went
would
through
be-
all
that-
this
that would be
quirk,
re-
and this is his work to save your quirk.
That would be really funny if Rocklock goes to do it. He's like, "This is my moment," and then Aizawa grabs his leg, pulls him down. He's like, "No, it's my moment." Hobbles over on one leg, and then Deku does
Endgame
Black
all
Whip,
over
grabs his.
again, right?
Deku grabs his leg with Black Whip and goes, "No, I have to die." And then Shigaraki comes over and grabs his leg and says, "Yeah, you." And then he go bam, 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 and he kills him. And he takes his quirk at the end.
Like,
I just imagine in this whole scene, Bakugo and Deva just shaking their heads, and Shoto is also there.
Y'all just trying to it's a game of who gonna die first, who can self-sacrifice.
It's a
I heard
game
about
of who gets to be
about-
cool first. It's a hero story.
I heard 5 different sacrifices in less than 5 minutes. God damn.
Right?
This is what
play
Hero
hot potato.
Society
Niggas
does.
play a hot potato with the sacrifice off right now.
but like, this is a bunch of heroes. Like, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
Also, everybody knows Marineford isn't actually untouchable, and when you rewatch it, it kind of doesn't age that well. And Ace died for a stupid reason. But anyway,
By the way, did you notice how easily Manuel abandoned Aizawa for Deku?
wait, you said how easily he what?
Yeah,
What?
you know, in the scene when Shigaraki is pushed away by Shoto, and then we see the close-up on Aizawa's face, who doesn't have tears anymore, doesn't have water, but then there's Deku, who has all of Manuel's water in his eyes.
Oh yeah, he was helping Deku. Yes. All right. Say
See-
I'm glad you're thinking like me now. Meme logic
No.
reigns supreme.
This is why Manuel is the number 220 hero, because he sometimes decides to water the wrong eyes. Y'all need to give him a break.
Yes. Anybody else got some totally rational theories, as Aizawa would say?
Oh,
I'm gonna see it right now. What did
Man.
he do? Just seeing the face of Manuel, he was scared for his life too. He was scared for his life.
man. But no, like, for real, I like how people are noticing that Deku did try to kill Shigaraki, though. He was like, let me just kill this nigga.
He's tried to kill 2 villains, whether anyone wants to admit or not. He said he was like, "Oh, Overhaul will just keep regenerating." Well, 120% smack to his head should do the trick. I don't think he meant like, and he'll like fall asleep.
And like,
And
that's,
then from
that's the thing is, like, the anime only made it worse. Because then like, it was like you watched it and he was like, like, it looked like he got shot, and then it was like, all right.
yeah, and then Muscular, he was literally going to 100% smash him in the face, not expecting a shield. He was like, "You know what? I don't like you," and he was like, 100% smash to your face, and he's like, "Haha, killed that guy." Because he was literally just like, "Yeah, we should be good now." Like, did he think that he hit him in a shield? No, he thought he punched that guy in the face and murdered him. So
And Shigaraki was literally said, that guy tried to punch me. I mean, kill me.
Okay, I'm
Like,
glad you brought that up. So this is like canon. This isn't just like shonen logic of like, don't worry, if you would have hit them, they would have been fine. Like in the story, they have pointed out that he has tried to kill people.
like, that's why he's Madman Midoriya, and like why Jensen was like, oh
why
yeah,
Jensen
the
was
dude
terrified.
that punches like with the I'm out of here.
He tried to kill that. He tried to kill that burn victim. That jerk.
Like,
Yeah.
he wasn't sticking around for that shit.
By the way, did Shigaraki buff up now that we see him
Well,
He's been
his
buffed.
torso? He was always such a leaf kind of character.
yeah, he was
So
more
stiff.
gangly originally.
And now he's
This is
like,
from.
his upper arms are like really buff.
Well, this is
Yeah,
from
since he's-
fighting
since-
Gigantomachia.
But what I don't
before
understand
Monster
Yeah,
is-
Day.
since he stepped up the pod, he been built different.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I would like to know for you guys, because from what we know that that Shoto got trained by the Endeavor. He was trained also physically because
I don't even know what Shoto has to do with this, but continue.
No, because I saw I always thought that Shoto was like trained his body like physically, like with martial art and everything.
Mhm.
I mean, he's a pretty shonen boy, so he probably
Shoto
is
didn't
pretty
move.
jacked.
Shoto hardly was good.
No, because the training of Endeavor, he is using martial arts.
Yeah, he was, but Shoto wasn't.
Yeah,
Shoto
This is
was
durability.
just
I think it just
standing
boosts his
around,
durability.
throwing massive attacks at people.
Yeah.
I think it just boosts his durability, not his hands, but his durability.
But you're okay with me that he got trained by Endeavor. But Endeavor was hitting him as a child. Just to train him.
Yeah.
But like
He's teaching him to block.
But that doesn't really mean that Shoto learned much from that, right?
Yeah, like Shoto definitely hasn't done much to apply.
Shoto didn't learn Taekwondo as a 5-year-old. He was just beaten up, and that's it.
No. In the joint training arc, no, this was actually set up because he punched him in the stomach, and in the joint training arc, he took a real steel knee to the stomach, and he was like, "Ugh, that really hurt, but I'm still standing." So that was all set up for this fight against Tetsu. Thank you.
No, not only this. He got also punched by Todoriya with Todoriya.
Yeah,
Midoriya.
that's training.
Yeah,
Midoriya. Is that a ship name?
Yeah, that's a ship name. Sorry, but the ships, these Twitter things. Oh man, Midoriya in the tournament, when they were fighting, he got punched also in the same place. So yeah.
Yeah, that was training, obviously.
That's the way UA trains. They beat
that sadly, that is the way they train.
Yeah, it has been from the start, from jump. The first thing is you send some 15-year-olds to kill some robots, and if they are good enough killing robots and get beaten up by robots, then you continue by letting them beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah, I'm just glad we've moved on from full cowling, shoot style, and now. Yeah, exactly. And now we're in murder style. You ain't really teaching them right.
I mean, we already did that when. Let's be honest, right? Joint training arc. Shoto used flames against other students, hot enough to try and melt metal. Which I mean,
he warned him.
Is that safe? I'm not sure. Is that safe?
He said he was gonna. Yeah, he said he was gonna murder him. So if Tetsu didn't dip, that's his fault.
Like the thing is that I kind of like how round 3 was like the round where they were like, all right, guys, but remember, like, you got to be careful. Haha. And then it was like,
that's murdering.
Yeah, that was good.
No, meanwhile, you got like
the other guy, I forgot his name. Tenya made fall a wall tower on Juzo's face.
Yeah, rest in peace, Juzo's brain, because he got kicked in the face by Ida.
Yeah, also like very first training or mission simulation between Bakugo and Izuku, and Bakugo basically blows the entire place up, and All Might says, well, don't do it again.
Yeah,
well,
please.
The thing is that I like that now, like, what I realize in this though is that the biggest irony to all of this is that the least property damage was caused by the Bakugo round. The nigga whose quirk is
in joint training, that's true.
But like actually,
it's a testament of his control, also.
Yeah, I know. I was like character development as a joke, but like actually character development. Then he can do that.
Yeah.
Shout out to AP Shot for destroying the bullet because he wouldn't have been able to do that before.
You already said that, I think.
No, right, but acknowledging like how, and it was a really small AP shot.
Yeah, well, I just mean like he would have been like out of the way, damn Deku, who's like right there, and he would have hit Deku. So if it were a normal blast, so yeah, he's come a long way.
That's like the one downside is like Bakugo is not able to use any big attacks here.
Well, he got his moment earlier where he used the gauntlet.
Yeah, like but I'm just saying like we haven't seen like a full power AP shot in a while.
Yeah, I mean, Bakugo is just running up at Deku because Deku is running at stupid places, getting himself in danger, and Bakugo is like, boy, stop.
Well, still one of the best panels of him being like, he was just bait. He's so proud of himself that it worked.
Also, the way the action is flowing, especially between these last 2 chapters.
Yeah.
Like, because it's like, Gran Torino dies. We get like the flashbacks, like cutting in between as like the stuff's in motion, but like the action, it doesn't feel like somebody died and we had to reset. Like happens in a lot of series, and that's like the main thing I've liked about this. There's been no resets for a death.
Yeah, no, because it is a war. It is a war, so we have to. Everybody's gonna die.
So like even if we think back to like when Hawks killed twice, like Dabi was still blasting that nigga. The only reason there's like a levity or a pause is because Dabi can't continuously just cook him. Like that was just Dabi not hurting himself.
Dabi's so funny. He's so stupid. I love him.
So yeah, like, this has just been a war.
Guys,
like, you die,
yeah, it's been
you die.
great.
Guys,
It's been so good.
Mont Lady
Yo,
is dead.
No, we didn't see it, so we don't know.
Bro, she gets stabbed till down. If he was on the ground last time.
I mean, do you guys think we will cut back to see that, or do you think like it's just gonna be left as is? We have to because of the students, right?
We have to because of the students, and Mount Lady and Conway Woods are a little too important to die.
Yeah, they're way too important to get. Yeah.
Speaking of which, I am also a little bit surprised that, I mean, what was it, last chapter, two chapters ago with Red Riot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where we actually got this sleeping gas, whatever, into
his mouth.
Into Gantamaki. But so far, no. I mean, sure, it would take time to spread.
Yeah, it's going to come in at a really plot important moment.
For it to do something. And I'm just...
Yeah.
The thing is
it has to. We can't undermine Momo again.
Right.
There's no way.
One of the things about this, though, is that he got bigger. So the dosage...
It's probably going to take longer.
The thing is that Momo failing here isn't even a failure. Everything worked.
I know, but emotionally it
but I
like
mean there's so many student moments here that are really, really big for them to not reward anything of that would be weird. I mean it's Kirishima, it's Momo, it's
like
Hashino.
It's especially cruel, but like did the Straw Hats get rewarded at Saboti?
Nope.
No, but the Straw Hats get rewarded every arc beforehand. Meanwhile, Momo gets shafted a lot. And I don't mean like in the bad way. I mean like in a good, like it's building up to the moment. So this would be the moment to have it pay off. I think what it's going to be is, you know, that scene that everyone's saying like in the season 2 opener where you can clearly see Gigantomachia and like an army of like Nomus and other things. I think that's where it's like, all right, we are at 110% gonna lose, and then Machia drops. It's like, all right, guys, we're at 100% that we're gonna lose, but we could still try. We're getting closer.
The upside to Machia dropping.
The thing is, for it to fail would also be a possibility and character defining, of course. But it has to do something. I mean, even if in the end it fails, it has to be brought up again. He has to maybe at least stumble at some point.
We spent 3 chapters on it.
Yeah, like if he admits because like the thing is, but I also believe that one of the things that people have to be willing to accept is that sometimes you just aren't good enough. And I don't think that's enough. Like I think that's not used enough in stories.
But I think MHA does do that a lot.
Yeah, I think for example, I think it would be too optimistic to assume that he's just gonna fall over and fall asleep. It's not gonna happen.
But it's gotta do something.
That's not gonna happen. But it's gonna do something. Maybe he's at some point gonna stumble or gonna kind of lose focus, and maybe there will be a point where it almost seems like there's a chance to defeat him because of that. And which will be a victory for Kirishima, because whatever chance they got, and Momo and Ashido, because whatever chance they got because of them.
Yeah, and that's all I need. That's all I need.
Yeah. For it to ultimately fail, it's a possibility. That's of course.
Machia falling asleep as soon as he gets to Shiggy is something that like I definitely can accept, specifically because he's gonna get there and be like, "Young master, I don't have to focus on beating people's asses right now. I don't have to leave. I'm not gonna have to." So like, then he's
gonna have to listen to Dabi anymore.
And then he's gonna like fall asleep like right there.
Yeah, and because he's literally carrying the Dabi plot on his back, so he has to get there. Unless there's gonna be a whole 5 chapters of them hijacking like a motorcycle place. They drive through all the cities. They maybe burn a few buildings. They're just like, "Hey, Spinner, there's that guy who was a jerk to you in your hometown. Let's kick that guy's butt." We get like a My Villain Academia motorcycle arc.
We get a random road trip arc.
Now that you say that he has a Dabi plot on his back, he could take his time, no problem.
Yeah.
Why would you say that?
Say he's just afraid to see her man die. She's just scared.
But Rex has been preaching and telling us it's not going to happen. Let's trust.
Oh no.
The thing is, I've been holding out hope. The thing is, of course I know that it would be kind of a repeat of All Might's retirement, but I always kind of had that hope that he's gonna hit by a Evacuation bullet, because I always liked that ending for him. But now that's kind of over. So,
well, he still has more bullets. He grabbed like 4.
Yeah,
we saw
I assume that he has 2 more. But yeah,
Yeah.
getting less likely now.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Like the upside is that I think he might be out of bullets.
I don't think we would drop that plot line so quick, like for it to not work.
I don't think he took all the bullets that were there.
So you think it could come back later?
He?
Yeah, like because at the end of the day, like, and some of the left and like at the end of the day, the damaged bullets were still there. So I feel like there's still like samples that can be utilized.
I do think one character has to be hit by.
Yeah, that you have to. You can't.
Also,
you can't have this whole plot line and not do
it would be so much. There's so much effort put on this plot, like creating the bullets.
Where's Present Mike?
Getting these.
Where are the
no
near
idea.
high ends?
Ask
the near high
Hawks.
ends.
Like, well, I care specifically. I care about where Present Mike is because he has the doctor with him.
Oh, Presmag, I thought Best Genus. Where's Best Genus?
He's in a bag, but moving on.
Oh, the legendary.
Yeah, no, I've thought of that too.
Where's
I was wondering,
Prismag?
like, I'm like, where's the near high ends? Because he set up. This might be a little bit of a screw up on Horikoshi's part that he set it up like 2 near high ends are heading towards Aizawa. We need to step in, and they never showed up.
Whoa, screw up. Hold up, let's relax. Man.
I
Now,
think
Heroes over there battling.
that could just mean heroes intercepted them, but I just mean he never said that.
yeah, it's more than likely that because we did see like a bunch of heroes in the background, some dying, some like fighting them,
Dying later.
Yeah, so it's probably like that case where it's like, all right, like they came at him, but other heroes intercepted and we're actually paying attention to the context, especially since we all know how important Eraser is, and everybody would have known Eraser was important even before that. So. Especially once like Shigaraki even sort of got loose, they had time to communicate on comms.
Yeah.
He was rampaging, so I think at that point everybody was like, converge, do what we can. Because like even Burnin and them headed that way.
Yeah, true.
So
And even
also,
and Shigaraki didn't say kill Aizawa. He just said kill everyone. So as soon as someone gets in their way, they're gonna fight that guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Do you guys think that Ares, speaking of potential screw ups, first off, sorry, Aniki, that I keep interrupting you. That's my bad.
No,
and then two, do you guys think that it's a art error that Ares' horn has shrunk? Or do you think that's on purpose for setup that she's used it already?
Yeah,
Before y'all jump into that, I
It's
catch
not.
oh, you want to head out east?
Yes,
Did
sir.
it shrink? It seems kind of as
I
big as.
catch-
Oh yeah.
catch-
No,
Okay.
not in those flashbacks. There's a shot whenever he's with when she's with
Yeah,
All Might and they're
go
watching the
ahead and go.
computer. Oh, sorry, East.
He's got to say his goodbyes.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt him. No, there's a shot whenever she's sitting on All Might's lap. It is clearly tiny, and so I was like, is that an art error? Probably not. But do we think that she's used it?
She's been training with it, and I think that's part of why. Like somebody said on Twitter, they're like, did Aizawa really partially cut his leg off because he just trusts Eri to be able to give it back to him?
No, I don't think. No, because Aizawa
he cut his
doesn't
leg
think
off
of her as
because
a
he
tool.
thought he could save his quirk that way.
Yeah. No, people, and I understand why, because you're as a viewer, you can think of it from an emotional, analogical perspective. But we got to remember that Aizawa does not think of Eri as a tool to fix his problems.
Right. No, people just said that though. Like that's because he immediately like flashes to her.
That's just because he loves her, because she's everyone's daughter. She's my daughter.
I can't tell. I feel like that's not Aizawa playing with her. I think that's like Muriel playing with the cat's cradle, but I still think it's cute.
But he's seeing it and being like, oh, she's so cute. Yeah. And he might have taught her. I mean, like I brought up with the eggs. The only reason she could have made eggs is that he was just like, oh, these are holidays, and she was like, oh, I want to make eggs, and so he had to probably made eggs with her and painted eggs with her, and that's adorable.
Especially because he like did that with her.
Wait, why did they paint eggs?
She painted eggs for Christmas.
Oh, Christmas.
And so even though it's the wrong holiday, he still did it.
I was confused. I was like, it's not Easter. It's not Easter.
Yeah, because she was probably just like, he was probably just like, oh, holidays. It's like, oh, what are holidays? Like, well, you got these. It's like, what's Easter? Easter, you paint eggs. I want to paint eggs. So they probably painted eggs together.
Because like they painted eggs, and then she pulled up and was like tricky treat.
And he gave her beans to throw at demons.
Like
we have to sort this mess. Like, you can't do every holiday into one.
You can have like maybe that new My Hero anime series that's getting announced is just going to be a slice of life spinoff that
it'll be a School Briefs.
Aizawa raising Eri.
That's just what it's about.
Cute.
Like it's just about their family life. That's it.
Like people are like, you could have done Vigilantes, you could have done school briefs and put this in there, but some stupid director was like, no, just this.
So, if Aizawa survives, is he gonna retire after that?
I mean,
Statistics.
I
Not
mean,
like it matters.
yeah.
The Hero Society's gone. I think he's gonna still teach, right?
Yeah, I mean, as a hero.
Yeah. No, I think he'll definitely still help the kids and train them that way. But that kind of still all depends if whether like my scratching theory is correct, that like his eyes won't be able to heal properly enough to use it anymore. He's probably gonna get more scars.
Tarnish, I like that idea that he thought of her because he needs the quirk to keep custody over Eri.
Yeah, because he's that is the really cool thing that Horikoshi subtly did with Shinso, is that Shinso is literally the new Aizawa, and that he's got the tape, he's got the personality, and he's literally the only other person who could stop Eri's quirk by being like, "Hey, Eri," and she goes, "What?" and then boom, it's turned off. So if he's really gonna become the new Aizawa, and Aizawa either can't use his quirk probably, then Shinso literally could continue training Eri, which is really cool. That Shinso continues to, like, the setup for him being relevant just keeps building with Aizawa.
It's very good question though. As a serious one, would you rather that anime that's been announced be School Briefs or Vigilantes?
Vigilantes. It deserves it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like School Briefs, but I think that Vigilantes has a much more engaging story that people would want to see, whereas School Briefs is something that a very smaller amount of us would want to see. And also, I don't really need to see them moving, saying these funny, cute lines. I can just read it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah, Vigilante has his fights. It has all these things. And I think it's about to end, right? So it's a perfect time to do it.
Yo.
Vigilantes is supposed to be closer towards the end, which is kind of part of that, which is the other reason why I think Koichi and them actually could finally make an appearance towards the end of this arc. Because so something to note, this is like one of those little fun facts about Horikoshi's habits. 2018 and 2019 both finished with Deku and Shigaraki respectively acquiring power. And there was like face reveals hidden in shadows for the last chapters of each of those years. But like they specifically ended up focusing on succession of power and like the secrets of the series, more or less, like the revelation of powers and all that other stuff. So the last chapter of this year very well could be like the finale. Mm-hmm. And we're probably going to go into this year, like next year, finally getting like an understanding of what the score is going to be, because Black Whip was revealed like in the last chapter 2018, and Shigaraki surgery was started the last chapter 2019. So we might just like finish 2020 off with like a crazy ass.
Yeah.
This is like the end of the arc. Now we're transitioning into some other stuff. And we're going to go for, everybody seems to be saying Vigilantes. That's what I was thinking too. So yeah. But yeah, so I think that's like where we're kind of at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Being said though, what that would mean is that we only have like about 10 chapters left before this arc is over then, because we'd only be getting chapters in
but definitely
October, November, and December.
Getting towards the end.
Which definitely not, I would assume. So maybe it's just a big moment, you know? Yeah. Because I don't want this. I want this arc to be the longest arc, and it needs to go on for I think like 18 more chapters to do that. To like be longer than Overhaul.
I don't want this arc to be the longest arc, because I don't really think an arc gets better when it gets longer.
I just mean I think there's enough stuff in it to be the longest arc, and so therefore I think we should explore every plot line that needs to be wrapped up, rather than just like for example, let's say the villains win, and then that's the end of the arc, and then we do a little stuff with the kids, and then we go to Tartarus. It's like, no, put Tartarus in this too.
It depends on how much Horikoshi still wants to do this arc. For example, does he want to give characters like Bakugo and even Deku a bit more time to shine? Then of course he needs more time. How much does he want to go into the whole Todoroki family plotline if Darby arrives? That of course.
What about the mansion?
Okay.
What happens to the mansion? How much wants to go do there? How much does he want to do with Aizawa? Does he want to go do anything more important there? How much he wants to do this, of course, that can drag out the arc, but I don't really need it to be any longer than it is.
So here's the thing also, looking at this, for all intents and purposes, this arc starts in 253 because that's when they start doing let's do the test with the bots, and Aizawa goes to go find out about the Shirakumo stuff and all that other. Yeah. So like all that starts, like that plot line starts in 253. We're at 282 now. So if we get 10, 11 more chapters this year, that does put us at the 40 chapter mark, like right there with the all. So it really could finish this year, and it would make sense. Because I think overall it's actually 38 chapters long, not 40.
I just think there's so much that needs to be resolved that it can't be in 10 chapters. Like, because think about this. Like, you would think like Aizawa, like if this was going quick, Aizawa would like the stuff that happened to him would have already happened, but he really likes to like be in the moment and explore like everything. So he gave Bakugo his big moment. He gave Endeavor a bunch of big moments. He gave Aizawa a bunch of big moments. He's given Deku big moments. All that probably could have happened in smaller moments in one chapter, like not like the emotional parts, but just like the action. But he's went out of his way to give each of these characters action moments. And that's one of my favorite things about the overhaul arc, is that we really go through every step by step of what's happening. So I just hope he continues to do that.
So one of the things that I'll say, factoring that in, is that I don't necessarily need it to finish, because if you think about it, the Black Whip reveal and the Shigaraki surgery are just pieces of art
of a story. Yeah.
Right. Like, so regardless, it just needs to be like more than likely something big.
Which is easy to do in this arc.
Like chapter 300, it would be like 9 chapters away from where we are. So that'd be around March, which would basically bring us back to around the time this arc started. IRL.
So they're gonna kill twice again. They're gonna bring his body back.
If we go with that route, then that would mean that Horikoshi would have this would be the first arc that lasted like an entire year. But the upside to that would be that it does create the opportunity for, depending on if the work study gets like shared in this season, or like season 5 is like this really dense thing that like has JT through the work study with Endeavor. It can go those multiple ways, because like the 253 isn't the chapter where, I don't think that's the chapter where they mention the heroes going from the streets.
I think that's 258, right?
Yeah, I think so.
257 or 258, because it's the twice chapter, right? Where he's talking to Hawks.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not later, but like when they're in the flashback where he's like, "You're a good person."
Yeah, because the 257, because 257 is the one where it's like that day heroes vanish from the city. So yeah, like that chapter like works as the end of series thing, but it also works to set up a season. Like like those 4 chapters, having us start with the season off literally with the kids' progression and like fighting a bunch of robots, and it works as let's real quick get a recap on everybody's perk scene. So more than likely that'll be the start of the next season. So
it would also mean that like season 5 would end on a rather not quite positive but hopeful note of like, let's prepare for this great event. It's gonna be huge. We're all gonna learn so much in the coming weeks for this event, and then next season, next episode, but
everyone
all the heroes
dies.
disappeared.
Right. So like it would finish off, like literally it would end up finishing more or less with the ending stuff.
Yeah.
And it would be like, cool, like ending happened. They're going back to school. They've got this work study ahead of them. And then it'll be like, joke's on you. The work study is a war.
Well, that would be a really good ominous ending, to have it be like, and so we're all going to, like you said, we're all going to do that. And then it's just like, today we're going to go do the thing. And then it cuts to black. Today, the heroes vanish from the streets. And then you just show the shot. Yeah.
The other thing is like that scene doesn't have to be, like that phrase doesn't have to be saved. That could be something that Deku says.
Like, no, that's what I mean. It's the cliffhanger for the season.
Yeah, like he talks about it.
No.
And we're like, but wait, I thought they were doing a work study next.
Yeah, sitting in the car, and Deborah's like, oh, by the way, next week we're gonna amp the training schedule. You're gonna come 5 times a week. It's gonna be awesome. You're gonna learn so much because there's this big event where you're gonna help. Then outro, after credit scene, the day all the heroes disappeared.
And you're like,
be in season 5 or season 6.
Yeah, to be continued.
The amount, like, I feel like that particular cliffhanger would probably cause another manga sales spike. like, nah, fuck that.
Hanzu, what were you gonna say earlier? Oh, sorry, Aniki.
I forgot.
We were talking. Yeah, because I talked over you. I apologize, and then
No
you
problem.
got lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
I think we were talking about. I think we were talking about when the chapter, like if this arc was going to go on and how long it was going to go on for. I don't know if you had anything to add to that.
For in my eyes, just like I wanted to count with you guys how many plot threads that we have right now. We get the whole for just for the whole arc right now. We get the Todoroki family thing with Dabi. We get the Tartarus thing. We get Oma's death. So because like right now the whole state of the whole country is like in on alert right now from what we know. So like you said, Ian, everything can happen right now if they really if Horikoshi really wanted to, you know, just to make the the despair feel real right now. So because he can go after this. If you can get to Makia, you can walk through the whole country till you wait and kill All Might if you want to. You know?
Well, and think about how think of all the characters that Horikoshi has set up to be cliffhanger characters, because we all got hyped when just like Shoto showed up or just like Hawks walked in on Twice. But think about this. He has set up for years. Think how starved the Stain fans are. When Stain comes back, the internet's gonna break. He's gonna not the internet, but he's gonna trend because people have been waiting for Stain for so long.
Yeah.
Or Mirio or Gentle coming back. There's so many characters that he could have come
Gentle
in.
back.
Yeah, Gentle's with the police. He should show up. Lemillion, he probably has his quirk. When Lemillion shows up, internet's gonna break. When Stain comes back, internet's gonna break. He has all these characters that he's set up for the traitor. The traitor needs to show up. All these things.
Yeah. Who is the traitor for you guys?
I'm a big fan of Nezu. Specifically, I think he got screwed over and was it's a byproduct of Uchiko's experimentation.
Yeah, he's a high end, basically.
Yeah.
I've kind of given up thinking about who's a traitor.
I don't put a lot of thought into it, but it's for me it's either Nezu or Aoyama. And the reason why Aoyama is specifically because Shigaraki breaks into the school back then.
Yeah.
Gets the schedule somehow. And then way later in the season, the series, over 100 chapters later, we find out that Aoyama eats alone during all the lunches. So he's never with them. So when everybody
there's a lot of things.
He was just off somewhere. And then the fact that Dabi did see him and didn't kill him. And we also know that there's a confirmed hit list for all the students that Shigaraki had made. Then, so yeah, it's
But I think he's an unwilling traitor. I think it plays into his coward story because he still stopped them from taking Tokoyami.
Yeah,
I think that he's a traitor in the sense that he was literally bullied into it, and he's just too much of a coward to actually not continue to help. Because that's part of his story is that he's like I feel lesser than all of you. I'm the guy who's always hiding. My quirk is weird.
That's part of why that's literally why I think that no matter whether he's consciously doing it or not, that inferiority complex, because I remember when I was rewatching joint training, not joint training, the provisional license exam during the anime, I even felt his dialogue was a little weird.
Yeah.
And the dramatic poop scene, it always feels like a red herring that it just ended up being a poop joke.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's all that little stuff just sets him up to be in a position where
he's built up to be Deku's friend, and there's literally 0% chance in my brain that Horikoshi's I need someone to dance with Deku. Let's have a whole chapter to build up a kid who will dance with Deku because that's an important plot thread that I need to that could have been anybody.
Yeah.
So he set him up to be friends with people that we care about. So if he was a traitor, we would feel bad.
And you know when he was in this chapter when he was bonding with Deku, you know, he wrote something in French.
Yeah, still waters run deep.
Still waters run deep.
which means like watch out for like basically it's like you can type it into Google, it'll give you the meaning for it. But I think it just means like people who seem calm or quiet have more to them than you can tell.
That's people that so many people tell this about my father, like il faut faire attention aux loquideurs. So water, sleeping waters, you know, people that are like chill and everything. They can be if they get like just like excited, it can be dangerous.
Yeah,
that's what we're talking about. So
I think there'll be two traitors, so I think it could be Aoyama.
No, I have to be honest. When I first thought about who's going to be the traitor, my first suspect was, honest to God, Tsuyu.
Because she's cold.
She's still upset that they went to save Bakugo, so she was like, "Screw it, I'm gonna become a villain."
No, not because of that. There was a bunch of stuff which I just thought. I went through these students and I thought, who had the chance to do all that which the traitor would have done, right?
Yes.
And I just came up with Tsuyu. For example, I thought that none of the characters that knew about Deku, Shoto, and whoever trying to save Bakugo would be a traitor, because they would have warned the League. They would have warned them, of course. And the League obviously wasn't warned about any attack happening or any students getting involved here. And Tsuyu was like one of the few who really didn't know. She was so shocked that she was afterwards really sad about not knowing. So she's like the only character that we know for a fact didn't know about what happened.
You're right.
And then there was other stuff, for example, she being the very first to point out that Deku's quirk is similar to All Might's. And then I wondered how did All For One find that out? Because he didn't really have much contact with Deku prior to that. And even the contact between Shigaraki and Deku, they met, but it wasn't really that much where we would know for sure that Deku has this quirk. Of course, I mean, he could have just watched the sports festival and then came to.
But she was getting.
It's that obvious, but I'm not sure if it was that obvious. And I just thought maybe she's obviously attentive and picking things like this up. And then if she were a traitor, she would have told them. And then was the other thing about, season 2 when the students fought the teachers, and it was like every student had like weakness, and Tsuyu was like perfect essentially.
Yes.
She has
just
none.
have this great.
She was balanced. She was a balanced type.
Recovery girl basically said that she has no real weakness, so it seemed like she had training before, I thought. But of course, I mean, Tsuyu is probably not it, because Shigaraki actually tried to kill her.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he was gonna like grab her face and like if Aizawa hadn't stopped her, he would have been like, "Blah," is what I would say if you weren't my friend.
But many people also.
Yeah, I mean, I thought for a moment maybe Shigaraki didn't know who the traitor was. Maybe.
But many people thought it was also the guy with the octoblows.
Octoblows? Who's that?
Yeah.
Tentacle.
Tentacle.
Tentacle. Yeah.
Shoji probably has an emotional backstory that we gotta go into, so I don't think. I mean, he could be a villain, but I don't think so.
Yeah, but he has. I will be like seen as discriminative, but he has the body for. Because in My Hero Academia, people like him are like seen as villains.
Right, but he stopped Kurogiri. Like he literally bear hugged him. So I think that, like, because literally, if Ida hadn't gotten away, like they would have been fine. Because Kurogiri was like, because Ida got out, we lost.
And the way
probably not.
Even he's friends with Tokoyami, but the way that and the interest in Tokoyami of the leg also, you get this also, but
at this point, I really don't think it's a student.
I haven't been on the student train for a while, but it's like if it is like that's like I picked Aoyama.
All right. Yeah, I think that. Yeah, sorry, go on.
Okay, so what I'm going to tell you guys though is that it's like 3 hours, and I've got 2 wasps in my apartment, so I need to kill them. Ooh. So I'm gonna practice.
Isn't that forbidden? Is it not forbidden?
No, it's forbidden to kill bees. Wasps just hurt people.
All right.
Wasps are evil. Kill them.
Have you ever watched that video? Hold on.
Which video?
There's a Caleb City. You probably wouldn't have seen this video because you're in Germany, and this is like some like Black people in America content.
What you're talking about, Caleb? You're talking
Caleb
about
City is funny.
It's about somebody being frightened of a wasp.
No.
Yeah, no.
This one's
Something's better. That's something's better.
But it goes one step beyond.
Yep.
So you know which video I'm talking about too, Ian?
Yeah.
I think
I know.
so. I've seen a bunch of his videos.
I'm a big fan of him. I watch a lot of his videos. The video games one are really fun.
His superhero videos are his magnum opus, I think.
Like,
Superhuman interview.
the shit.
Oh man.
Yeah, to everyone watching, if you want a really good, like if you're going for My Hero, you're still in a superhero mood, watch Caleb City superhero interviews. They are hilarious.
Oh man.
Man, Tarnish, watch that video I just sent, and you're gonna be like, yeah, that is Wasp though. But yeah,
No,
all
but
right.
I agree, Aniki. Aniki, Wasp or Evil, kill them. Kick us out.
All right, final thoughts, guys.
10 out of 10.
Panzu?
So thank you guys for having me again. It was a fun stream. It was a long time ago. Every time I tried to be on screen on the screen, I had problems with family. But it was really fun to talk to you guys again, and see you next week then. Ciao.
Yeah, man.
Hey, thank you. Sayes?
Yes.
Your final thoughts, lovely Sayes?
It was a great chapter. Thanks for having me.
Oh.
It's very sad I couldn't make it last week. But it was a great chapter. I'm just worried about half a dozen cities. 2 dozen cities.
You were here all day, Brandon, and I appreciate you being here. All right, guys, that's going to be wrapped up. Also, yeah, this is probably like a 10 out of 10 chapter. I'm not even going to lie. This
That's a
chapter
great
probably
chapter.
It was 10 up to 10. That was 10 up to 10.
Oh.
So, yeah. Not the best chapter of the week, but still, it was good.
Chainsaw Man won again, but Chainsaw Man cheated.
Chainsaw Man is like in the peak of its. Yeah, it's doing so great.
Chainsaw Man is just cheating on me.
I still can't believe that a manga called Chainsaw Man.
It's so
Sayes, please
Actually good.
Please read it, Sayes. Please.
Oh.
I'll send you that Endeavor body pillow out of pocket.
Yeah, but I was so happy to be back. So thank you so much for having me, Aniki.
All right, guys.
Also, you really need to do a bicycle tour. Those are fun.
We'll see. I'm not trying to get shot. So yeah, thanks for everybody that came through, enjoyed the stream. Glad to always have you. As always, you can always hop in the Discord if you aren't already there. You can talk to Ponzu's in there sometimes. I don't know if Ian's in there a lot, but I'm in there sometimes. Sayes has been invited. I don't know if she's in there yet, but regardless, you can always
Where?
join
What?
Discord.
What?
The Discord.
Discord.
So yeah,
I think I'm.
I think I have. Yeah. Oh no, the link in the description is old. So let me real quick replace that while I'm talking to you guys.
I'm going to send a new one.
Peace.
In the chat.
Peace off. Boop. Bada do 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 do. Subscribe.
Okay.
I'll just update this for now. Do it later.
So guys, you're welcome. You just sent. I just put this the Discord link in the chat. You're always welcome, guys. We can talk about My Hero Academia or other things.
It's true. My Discord has chats for all the stuff too.
Yeah, I think I'm already in this.
I'll gladly talk about pretty much anything. So, all right, guys. Like I said, great to have everybody here. The stream is over. I'm about to close it up. Have a good night.
See ya.
See ya.